What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wardcast, your weekly source for video game news, machinima, and survival horror discussion, updates on the war, and more. On the war? Updates on the war.
Ukraine, Russian one, or
I'm sure there's a new one coming soon. But I'm your host, Sean Clark, alongside Jazz Rich.
I'm leaving.
Oh, bye.
Jazz Rich.
No.
Alec Funnel.
As I
Changing
get
my name
older, I remember all the people I lost along the way. Maybe a career as a tour guide was not the right choice.
What?
And Shayla Hill.
Wait.
Oh. Hey. Yeah, Village sucks for the win. Whoa. Did you
like
know
Village.
that we live in crazy times? Were you aware of this?
when
Did you
do
guys
we
know?
leave?
It's true.
I mean, yeah, we were just trying to figure out which war we would be talking about. So
Yeah.
Did you know that containers of peanuts need to have a disclaimer that says contains peanuts on them?
yes,
Well, yeah, because the people have peanut allergies.
They're peanuts. Why?
yeah, but they're also idiots.
Yeah, what if they're fake peanuts? You don't know.
Oh my God. You're the kind of person that they do this for.
Somebody thinks they're buying like the jokes where the snake comes out. They're like, ha ha.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nobody told me these were real.
You thought it was snakes, now you're dead.
That's the real prank.
You can't breathe.
Jesus. Also, Costco recalled 80,000 pounds of butter because they were missing a disclaimer that butter contains milk.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But you said like, warning contains butter.
I mean, it might as well, like, of course it fucking contains milk.
I can't believe it's not milk.
But because it didn't have that disclaimer on it, they had to recall 80,000 pounds of it. Like,
Sounds like
it's common sense to know that there's peanuts and there's milk and butter. What the hell? The world is fucking crazy.
Lee,
Like,
you're
it's
right.
sad.
I think they should make like men's clothing, like the pants in the front should have like one of those warning contains nuts.
it's nuts.
Or like the like women's clothing should have like that, like the circle with like the peanut and then the cross thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't even do that anymore. It'd be offensive.
Does a
Yeah.
Wardcast contain nuts?
Does
Do you
what?
remember?
I thought
Does
that's
the
why you were here.
Wardcast contain nuts?
I thought that's how we kept getting you to keep like showing up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too old because I think I'm the oldest person here. But do you guys remember the Almond Joy and Mounds commercial?
Kind of.
Almonds?
There is
Sorry.
okay.
Is
so-
there a disclaimer on that says it contains almonds?
No, but it was.
I'm gonna sue.
It was a similar
No,
joke. But
there's no name.
they don't care about Canadians.
It's very simple.
Very simple.
What were you saying, Shayla?
It was like a person that had like dressed up as a male on one side and then a female on the other side, like down the middle. It was that Almond Joy has nuts. It would be the male side, and then she turns and it's like Mounds don't.
You know, it's just a matter of time before that comes up, and it's like this company is fucking fascist.
I actually thought it said
Ingredients.
ingredients, almonds,
Other
Canadian
tree
oil.
nuts.
May
May
contain
contain
peanuts,
peanuts.
other tree nuts. Ingredients.
I mean,
almonds.
that's pretty dumb as it is, but like, there's a difference between like the ingredients are, almonds, because obviously you shouldn't need that. But I get it. But like, to have like
But
a
it's
warning
peanuts.
label
On
Okay,
peanuts.
but-
on peanuts.
I know
that
I'm
say
the only
contains
one.
Peanuts.
I'm the only one. I'll have to like explain this a little bit. But like in French, it says ingredients: almonds, canola oil, sea salt, and may contain peanuts and other not mentioned nuts. Like not other tree nuts, just other nuts not mentioned.
That's
So like
cool.
it might contain stuff.
Have any nuts. Yeah, that could be anything.
That's like the best disclaimer ever to not get sued. It might contain stuff we didn't put on the bag.
I mean, it's kind of like the that lawsuit that happened forever ago with McDonald's. Like somebody burned themselves on hot coffee, and they had to put a disclaimer that contains contents hot, whatever it is. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Although,
yeah, obviously that's the case, but it just takes that one fucking piece of
Well,
shit.
especially McDonald's. 'cause-
okay. In their defense, I actually.
Why are
found
you
out
a
more
defender
about
of all
this.
these things?
Because I found only because I did find out more about this. Apparently,
Okay.
that coffee was so hot it actually did like cause like third-degree burns on her like unmentionables.
Yeah, but if
What
I
the
make
fuck was she
if I
doing
make
with
You're
it?
supposed to
fresh-
drink the coffee.
It's like
Spilled it in her lap.
if I make a fresh pot of coffee and then I pour that on my head and get burned, like what?
I mean,
Obviously
how
that's
hot
going
did
to
the coffee
happen.
need to be?
It was probably just made. It's going to be hot. It's fucking dumb.
I'm
What's going to be
suing-
your show, Sean?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, how was your week?
And I'm not even through my bit. There's more.
Oh, okay.
Alongside the new Wicked movie, Mattel released a line of dolls that had a link to
Wicked.com.
a hardcore porn site.
Wicked.com.
Yep.
New from Mattel.
Porn.
Porn.
Edition.
And some number combinations are apparently racist. Apparently, if you combine 13 and 52 or 13 and 90, it's shorthand reference to racist propaganda by white supremacists. So be careful what you're doing with your numbers. You might
But,
be
like-
racist.
What are you combining these numbers for? Like math?
Yeah, what I don't.
Like if you're born in this year, you're racist.
There we
Just
go.
like that's my birth date. Nah, it's racist. Don't put it
Yep.
down.
Change your birthday. Change
Yeah,
it.
I
change
changed
it.
my name.
Don't. Takes
It's
a long
wild.
time to get shit done.
It's wild. So if you leave somebody like a $13.52 tip,
You're gonna get shot.
you're a racist. You're going to jail. You're going to be canceled. Don't do it.
What about 420.69?
Now you're
Now
good.
You're just a fucking noob.
Two people could have fun.
But most importantly, it sounds like Squirrel with a Gun is creating terrorist squirrels in real life.
Right.
In New York, a man with a pet squirrel named Peanut was surprised by a SWAT team unit of 10
It's
who
it's because
ransacked
he-
his house
yeah.
for 5 hours, interrogated the man and his wife, and finally culminated in the murder of Peanut the squirrel.
Yeah.
that had
because-
nothing to do with the video game though.
Because they
I
could
know.
you don't know. maybe
Yeah,
they
thought
saw
he
that
had
game
rabies.
and they got concerned.
It's squirrel with a gun.
They thought it
They're
had
like,
"Oh,
rabies
God,
because I
squirrels
think
are going
somebody
on a
called on it or something, but it was
Yeah.
a pet squirrel that he's had for years.
Yeah.
It's actually because the squirrel didn't have a label warning that it may contain peanuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peanut the squirrel was a social media star who was rescued by the man and lived with him for 7 years. And they broke in there and they literally tore his place apart, killed the squirrel. This is where our tax dollars are going towards. Like, what the fuck? But yeah. It's a
Oh,
real
if you
thing
think-
that
if you think
happened.
that's bad,
The squirrel with the gun thing was just a joke because, I'm tying it back into video games.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. I'm joking to your joke. 7 in the chat for pay your respects to Peanut the squirrel.
Poor Peanut.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe the squirrel with a gun should have DLC like Avenging Peanut or something.
Yeah, like you get a peanut skin. or
Peanut's Revenge.
Peanut's revenge.
Yeah.
I wish they
Respect
would have
to
tried to
Peanut.
blame it on Squirrel with a Gun though. That would have been great. That would have been like the
Yeah.
icing on the cake. It's fucking
He's got a
insane.
gun.
It's what is
The
that?
video
Is it
evidence.
Family Guy or American Dad where there's like fucking cockroaches or fleas in the house, and SWAT team shows up and shoots everywhere. There's just like bullets everywhere in the house.
Yeah, they murdered a raccoon as well, but nobody seems to care about the raccoon discrimination.
Aw, I love raccoons.
Yo, me and Survivor Horror Fan are the only ones who are paying respect to Peanut. You guys are
Yeah.
horrible people.
Wow.
I'm not signed in.
Oh,
Alex.
Alec is
Alex
speaking
paying
Peanut's
respect
language.
with his chipmunk.
Alec is
See-
speaking his language.
He's paying his respect too. There you go.
We mean you're squeaking, Alec. You're squeaking. That's what we mean.
On that note, this week we're talking about Microsoft's Flight Simulator crashing and burning, Remedy sharing their sales goals, the Game Award nominees, and more. But before we get into all that, Jazz, how was your week?
Week was okay. Well, no, I lied. I was gonna say my week was okay. It was really stressful and overwhelming. And well, you know, the usual. Work was busy, and but that means like the day goes pretty quickly. Got a couple of stuff going on, but dealing with that. And other than that, the usual crap. I don't think I played a new game because I've been playing a lot of Sons of the Forest. I've been working a little bit on editing a little bit of a let's play I did for a demo. I honestly don't think I played anything new. I tried to watch a new TV series or a new series on Netflix or Prime. It's called something. Oh, another. He's still squeaky.
You're still squirrely.
Squeaky.
You're still Peanuts.
Peanut would be proud.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called. I told you about it, Sean, but I don't remember what the name of it was. It was like Mr. D.
Mr. D.
I think it's Mr. D. He's a teacher. And he like thinks that he's like cool with the kids and stuff, but they actually like don't really care. I think he's a comedian, but it's just like one of those like it's stupid, but it's okay. I like it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've just been watching like YouTube and trying to work a bit on my campaign that's going to be coming up for D&D because we're pretty much like in 2 weeks is going to be our last game for this campaign. We're going to have a couple, like a little bit of a break or some maybe side, like just one shots until I'm ready to start. Probably won't be starting until like the new year, but yeah, that's great. Got some vacations coming up in December when the holidays come, so you know, that's fun. Yeah, that's about the excitement I had this week. I have some things coming up, but to leading into that, I kind of want to get into my show and tell, which is going to be a show and tell and rage, because just before we started, I noticed something interesting. Where's the other part? Oh, here. So just because we were talking about it a little bit, so I found my copy of Tenchu. Yeah.
Return from Darkness.
Which I also have the guidebook
Nice.
that I randomly bought. It's in a fairly good condition. It's got a little bit of fold, but like it's fairly good condition, and it's got like, well, it's a guidebook, so it's got the shit.
Those are really fun games.
Yeah, and like the case has like the book in it. But what I noticed right before the game is it doesn't have the game in it.
Oh no!
But I've played
How?
it before.
Is it in the Xbox maybe?
Don't think so.
Or maybe you did what I do sometimes, and it's like you
Put
go
it
to
in the
play a
wrong
new
thing.
game and you put it in the wrong one, and then that one goes into the wrong one, and then you create like this whole fucking chain
Yes.
reaction. I had
Yeah.
one of those the other day. I had to rectify.
So my issue is that I've had a lot of roommates along the years too. So one of them could have done that because I don't interchange cases. That's like a huge pet peeve of mine.
Hey, it is for me too. I hate doing it. but
Dude.
it happens.
I
The
don't.
fact that
Oh.
the fact that you just admitted that, because there was one time that you came over to my apartment once and we were trying to play a game and we literally went through 10 cases, like a chain of 10 cases, and you yelled at me so bad. So the fact that you admitted to it, it's like, ha! You
Listen, it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen sometimes. And usually when it happens, it gets out of control, which is why I try to not to let it happen.
It was like a chain of 10 games we went through to find the game that we needed.
It's like a treasure hunt because it's like you know what case you're looking for. It's like, oh, now we gotta go over here. Now we gotta go over there.
What's in here? Oh,
It's fun.
Yeah, I'll have to. I've got like these two piles that are like, I mean, they're pretty high of Xbox games, so I'll have to go through and try to find it. Otherwise, I'll maybe try to see anybody who's selling at a decent price just the game.
Yeah, the good news is you can typically get just the disc for pretty cheap. So
Yeah.
usually, not always.
But I mean, I haven't played like a whole bunch of this game. I really like the cover because she's just like waiting on the roof, and he's just like.
Mhm.
They remind me of like Critical Role, like Vex and Vax, a little bit. But the thing is, the little bit that I've played of this game, I remember actually really enjoying it because this was one of the first games that I played that I think, if I recall, gives you the choice of playing like either character, and it's not like a forcing you to play a character. Well, obviously, like Resident Evil 2, and like you have the choice of like a specific scenario. But like I was younger, obviously, when I had my Xbox. I still have my Xbox, my King Crystal. Because did you know that Xbox systems have their own names? There's a way to go check it, but they individually have names.
No way, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
want to find out what mine is.
Yeah, mine's name is King, and it's the Crystal Edition, so it's King Crystal.
Cool.
Yeah, and I pulled out which I also checked the case to see if like by chance if this one was in there, but I also pulled out my copy of Red Ninja because this is a freaking amazing game.
Yeah, I love that game.
I've talked to Sean about this game. I think I've even show and telled it before.
Yeah.
Is Ada before Ada or
Yeah.
after Ada? But like,
Yeah.
well, it's actually before like RE4 Ada probably.
About the
I
same
don't know.
time.
But
would've
like
been
this
around the same time.
this is rated M, and I'm like, oh, because of the gore, and I'm like, no, probably because like she
That
like
boobs.
hoes around the corner, and she's like hoeing to get them to like come over, and then she's like like
Now introducing hoeing mechanics.
hoeing mechanics. They've
Just
been
like,
around for a while,
"Hey."
but yeah.
And it looks like it's a 3-night rental.
Oh yeah, I got it. I
Nice.
bought it secondhand at a Blockbuster.
Yay.
Good old Blockbuster.
old
It comes with
Blockbuster.
2 manuals.
Oh,
Well,
fancy.
welcome to Canada, where you can get 1 manual in French and 1 in English.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
I think. Yeah, information on the security. Yeah, so and they have different advertisements in the back. This one's for Predator, which is really funny because like to catch a predator.
Wow.
Because I remember she's not old. She's not really old. But I don't know if you like know the story of her, like I want to say her name's like Anya or Enya or something like that. But yeah, she like uses the chain.
Legendary
They like
Konoha.
try at the beginning, they like hang her after like murdering her entire village or something. They hang her with this chain, and she like turned the chain into a weapon, and that's what you fight with. Like this game is just so badass. Which leads me to my future hopeful project is I've ordered through Amazon a capture device that I can plug the 3 color plugs, the 2 color
Yay,
plugs, but the
AV
3 color
stuff.
plugs, yeah. And I can plug it in there, and then I can plug the other end into an HDMI port on my computer, which will allow me
Yay.
to record and or stream older games. So I'm hoping to, if it works well, play Red Ninja, play Tenchu, play like my old Xbox games that have just been sitting there with my brick that weighs more than my computer itself of an Xbox. Just plonk it on the desk, probably over my printer and break my printer. and just fucking play the classics. I've already told Sean of one that I'm gonna do live, probably over Discord stream, because it's gonna happen. But yeah, that's my plan.
I want to
Good
point
plan.
out too that like the subtitle for that game is End of Honor or End to Honor, with the game that has whoring mechanics.
End of
It's
Honor.
perfect.
Well,
Yeah,
I know why it's called End of Honor, probably because they wipe out an entire
because
army with like machine guns, and the guy just
no,
stands there and he goes, "What a waste of an
it's
army,"
because
or
of
something like
the
that.
whoring mechanics.
Oh yeah, the end of honor and the beginning of whoring. They should have said that. End of honor, beginning of whoring. That's a sequel.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Ah,
Alec, welcome back.
Do I sound like a squirrel?
Yes.
no.
No.
Not so far.
A gay
Sweet
squirrel.
owl.
How was your
Oh,
week,
God.
Alec?
Well, I'll just have to
Shallock.
quickly do it as quick as I can. I played new to me, thanks to Jazz, Sons of the Forest. So yeah, that was.
Did you just call me Princess Jazz?
No, I said thanks to Jazz.
Oh.
Oh. I heard Princess too.
Okay, I was like, there's a game called Princess Jazz.
And then
It could
because of
be.
Jazz's reaction, I was like, oh yeah, he definitely said princess, because Jazz was like, what the heck did you
I've
know?
never been called that in my life. Never.
Don't call me that.
There's only one princess, and that's Sean. So you know.
Shayla's thing is all pink. Oh, that's Sean.
Yeah, John.
Anyway, so
I don't want to be a policeman. I want to be a princess.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Good luck with that.
It was a quote.
Yeah. Fuck. What else did I do? I played Hitman a bit more. I played...
The original?
No. Why would I fucking play the original?
No, he went out and murdered people.
You said.
But speaking of original, I played Medal of Honor Frontline. Because.
Oh God, why?
Yeah. I was playing it on the Medal of Honor Classic controls. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? So why would you do this? So yeah, gave that up and played Lethal Company with you guys, I think. But yeah, that's what I played. I watched something on Netflix called The Man in the Middle with that Ted Danson guy from various things.
Oh yeah, I saw the advertisement for that. Any good?
It's not as funny as the what was it? The
Good place?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, that's a high bar.
The trouble is, it's like because it's set in like a care home setting, so just like So I was
You're like, nah,
fuck.
no, thank you. Too real.
Yeah, although it has Rosa in it as well, so you know, it's interesting to see that character play a different kind of thingy. So
She using her regular voice,
I think so.
like all happy and quirky.
Yeah.
I can't. It freaks me out when I hear it.
But yeah, on to my show and tell. Oh yeah. Oh, before I do that, I also watched the Japanese live adaptation to Death Note 1 and Death Note 2. So
I saw that a long time ago. I don't remember if I liked it or not. What did you think?
I thought it was pretty linked to the anime and stuff, so that's good. A lot better than a Netflix adaptation, let's put it that way.
And that bar was very low.
Yeah. So I won't give it away what happens in the end, but it's just like, okay, that didn't happen in the anime.
Yeah, I
fine.
remember it ending quite a bit differently.
Yeah, but that's good in a way. So yeah, okay, so alternative ending, so that's good. And then I got another film, I haven't watched it yet, but which Death Note changed the world or something. So Inspector of L in his last 23 days. So yeah. Otherwise, show and tell, I have this.
I thought you opened a can. My show and tell is Coke.
The Elgato HD60X.
Ooh, fancy. You got a
Yes.
nicer one than me, you son of a bitch.
Brand new. Got it from Curry's, so it's just like, oh yeah,
You
let's do this.
copycat.
Copycat.
I'm just kidding.
Apparently, I needed to get a chat link for it, so I've got a chat link for it somewhere. Here. So,
Somewhere
um,
here.
I'm not really sure what that's for, but I was like, all
I
right.
think you only need that for PS4. I think.
Yeah. But I saw pictures that it could stream Switch consoles. So I was like, ooh, I can do that Pokemon silly thing I had planned. So I was like, all right, cool. So, yeah.
Wait, that has composite inputs?
You have to run it through the dock system. So the HDMI, you stick it into the HD60, and you put the input into the TV. So, yeah,
Interesting.
yes, you should get your Switch out and try it.
Alec wants you to take out your Switch, Sean.
Pulling out my Wii.
Oh.
Shayla, have you done your week, or because I've been off?
Not yet.
All right, Shayla, how was your week?
Okay. The only thing I've been playing is Sons. That game is freaking amazing. What the heck? Sons of the Forest is like so good. I really took it at face value in the beginning, thinking it was like just a basic Minecraft game, but oh, it's so good. The story is awesome. And played some D&D with Jazz. And I haven't watched anything because all I watch is YouTube. I basically just watch Smosh and Tarot and whatever else I can listen to. I like Nux Taku and Asmongold and
Why?
Charlie. What do you
I do
mean?
not like that dude
I
at
Which
don't.
dude?
all.
Which
Yeah,
dude? Asmongold?
Asmongold. He's a fucking weirdo creep asshole. No, thank you.
That's funny.
I mean, to be fair, it
I'm
does.
surprised you know who he was.
I mean, he's like one of the biggest YouTubers, like, period, right now.
Now, only within like the
And
last year, though.
I mean, it's a whole year, like, and we're
Yeah.
here in the moment. So, like, why wouldn't I know about him right now? Like, but
I wasn't sure.
yeah, like every once in a while, like a video will be recommended to me, and like the topic sounds interesting, and like the topic I find value from, but like his takes usually, I'm just like, shut up, stop. But like he does a lot of reacting to other content, and I found interesting content in that way that is not him. So I got some value out of it.
There you go.
Yeah. I actually found a
And
really funny YouTuber that does like reviews and stuff like that. He's really hilarious. I'll have to share with you guys at some
yeah,
point.
yeah. And then I guess I'll just go into my show and tell because I haven't been watching anything, and I've just been playing Sons. So I brought my show and tell. One of them I got like today just before I went on the podcast because it was like I had some like I had a gift card, and I like to get myself Yu-Gi-Oh cards at the end of the year because they'll do like a basically like a greatest hits in a tin. So I got this one, and it has like all the like classic anime characters that you can get.
That's funny. I don't think I ever realized how similar those two box arts are.
Right? Isn't
Right.
that
What
crazy?
the hell?
Yeah.
At first, I thought you had two copies of it. And I'm like, what's the difference? And then I saw the
It's
platforms. I'm like, what the fuck?
and it's funny because these are my two favorite Zeldas. Like, or these are basically my favorite Zelda games. Are these three? And I feel like these two are actually really similar. Like they even play alike. Like if you go back and revisit both of them, you'll realize like they're structured very similar. Like you find the three elements and then you do eight levels, and you go in between, back and forth between worlds. But yeah, I like both. I like these games a lot. So, and I didn't check beforehand until I realized that this one's actually still in the Super Nintendo, but it's
Are you sure?
yeah, because I was playing it recently. Um, but I have the map in the book and everything in this one. Oops.
That's really cool that you have it complete. Are they all
Yeah,
complete?
I even have the like little secrets. So not so this one, it's a little rough. The box could be in better condition, but I wanted to make sure I got the gold one. And I had two books, I guess. I think it's because I had a copy and then I replaced a copy, but somehow I had the books for both. So, and then this one is missing. So this one, I made sure to get the hollow gold one. But when I checked inside, it didn't have the book. It had like the promo stuff in this, but not the actual instruction booklet. So I'll have to look for that. So I'll have to try to find that at some point. But yeah, them's my favorite Zelda games. And that's my little Zelda collection. Well, I have more, but those are probably the coolest Zelda stuff I have, I think.
I wish I still had my Majora's Mask for 64. I lent it to someone and they never gave it back.
Oh, bad friends.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what's the difference between the gray cart and the gold.
The color.
Like, was the gold like the first printing or limited
yeah,
edition?
basically. So, with the exception of the Super Nintendo version, in the US versions of Zelda, it was always like the first printing would be gold. And they didn't do it with the Super Nintendo, but all the other ones got like so like the Zeldas, the original printing was a gold case that even had like a cutout where you could see the gold case shining through. And then they did a greatest hits version, and when the greatest hits version came out, it had a better like book and box like presentation, but the cartridge itself was no longer gold. So yeah, it basically just signifies that it's like a first printing or an original product, or like the first production of the game.
Interesting. I wonder like which one's actually more like uncommon.
Probably gold.
You know,
Not necessarily, because it's a big release, so they could have had a really big first printing.
I know with the Zelda 64 one, it was pretty limited because I tried to get one when it came out, and this gold one I currently have, I got like I ended up trading in and paying a little more to like rebuy it because I wanted the gold one. So like it doesn't have my original, like it has different saves on it because it wasn't my original copy. I had to, and I bought it pretty soon after it came out because I bought a 64 for Zelda, and they were already out of the gold cartridges. So
Cool.
you would have had to buy it like when it came out and like within the first couple months.
It's really sad. I have like maybe 2 or 3 Zelda games. It's like
Aw.
I should like have my gamer card revoked or something like that. It feels weird. Like I'm a Zelda fan, but for
But you don't.
whatever reason, I just don't have that many Zelda games. And like the ones that I do have are not like the big ones, like the important ones like that you have. I don't think I
Like the
have
best ones.
1 or 2. I don't have any of them on the N64. I think the only ones I have, like I think I have Twilight Princess,
Oh,
Breath of the
That's a good
Wild.
one. Oh my god, that's like my next favorite. I love that one.
bleh.
You don't
I
like that one?
think that
No.
might be
Aw.
it. I can't think of what else I would have. I don't have. Oh, I have Skyward Sword too. I've never played it though.
I like Wind Waker a lot too.
Oh, Wind Waker. I have Wind Waker.
Zelda was like a huge part of my childhood, but like all pretty much centered around Ocarina of Time, just nonstop. And then like Majora's
Oh,
Mask
boy.
when it came out, But like those are my two like huge Zelda things, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love Zelda, but I don't really have any knowledge beyond those two games because like that's what the world was for me. It was just like that's those two. And then I got like Tears of the Kingdom and the other one. Still haven't played them really.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Like I've got my Zelda Switch, but yeah, I you don't have to have all the games to really be a fan, but
Yeah.
I can get to the adult Link in Ocarina of Time in like probably under half an hour, given like just pure focus, because that's all I did as a kid. So you're justified, Sean. You are
Yeah.
Thank you.
you are a true gamer, but you're not forgiven for not having played Ocarina of Time.
Oh
Wow.
wait, he hasn't even played it.
I've played a very little. Like I started it and I played maybe a half hour or something like that. But yeah,
That's why he
Maybe I
never
will
gets my
revoke
right,
your
left, right,
gamer
left,
card.
straight, left, right
and
reference.
I didn't even play it like on the N64. Like I didn't play it when it came out. I played it when I got Wind Waker, and it came
Give
with
me your
that
card
like
back.
pre-order thingy that came with like Ocarina of Time and like the Lost Dungeons or whatever the fuck that was. So like I played it for the first time like a generation later on a GameCube.
All right, I'm
And
Well,
issuing you a
I feel
challenge.
like I was just kind of late to the party because like at that point it was kind of dated, you know what I mean? Like the mechanics of that game are kind of rough. So like if you weren't playing it when it came out, the experience suffers. Like I don't think it's a bad game or like enough, like it's not going to ruin the experience completely, but it does kind of take away a little bit of that magic because it just like, when it came out, you're not like, oh, this game plays like shit. You're like, this game plays great. But like going back to
well,
it after experiencing newer games, like it kind of muddies the water a little bit because your expectations are a little bit higher in a way.
I'll just say, since the SWAT team's on their way to confiscate your gamer card, I'll just ask you how your week was.
I'm gonna be Peanut 2.0.
But first, before that,
Basically.
I'm issuing a challenge of you plugging in your Switch, doing
Wow.
the initial
Yeah,
installation, and getting
Wow.
online, and you can play them there. And I want you to play
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time. I'm challenging
Yeah.
you.
And
Play
Mario
it.
Party.
Oh, also thanks to I will. But I forgot, thanks to Lee, I have that shitty CDI Zelda game, the Faces of Evil or Wand of
Oh my
Gamelon, one of
god.
those two. Yeah. I can't
My
play it,
boy.
but I have it. uh yeah, I have like my Zelda collection is weird because I have like weird shit. Like I've got like that um GameCube compilation of Ocarina of Time. I've got like
Oh,
Hyrule
which one?
Warriors or whatever. I've got Cadence of Hyrule. So like I have these weird like fucking niche
That
Zelda games, but none of the important ones or
that
most of.
GameCube that GameCube collection is a good one to have.
Mhm, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like the first game or the second one or the N64 version of Ocarina or Majora's Mask. You know what I mean? Like those are the staples. Like if you're talking about like collecting Zelda games, like those are the ones that you want to have.
Yeah.
So it's just weird that I don't have them as a collector and as a fan of the franchise. So that's all I'm saying. But anyways, my week, I listened to the new Linkin Park album, and I'm a little bit torn on it. I think overall it's pretty good. Um, it's of course never going to be the same without Chester, and I think that Emily, she does a good job. I feel like, I'd say
And
like,
then
go ahead.
when she does that scream, it's like, oh yeah, this is kind of getting there.
Yeah, there's one song she holds a scream for a long ass time. It's very impressive,
I
very
think
Chester
it's
esque.
Heavy
I
as a
think it's
crown.
this is what you yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but yeah, I'd say like 3/4 of the album are good, and that's a good ratio. It's fair. Some of the songs feel like they're like they're trying to kind of recapture the spirit of the older songs, and like they do, but like it just feels like it's kind of a watered down version of the original. You know what I mean? Like it's never going to be as great as the original, but it's not bad at the same time. It's kind of weird. It's like they did it's a good effort, and they're good songs, but it's just like it's not the same. It's
Yeah.
just kind of comes off as weird. Like I don't know how to feel about it. Um but yeah, I really liked some of the I guess I like more of the slower songs, I guess. I liked Stained.
Yeah.
I liked Emptiness Machine and
Yeah.
Good Things Go. I thought those were all really good. Um, and then there's like some weird ones. Like there's a song, what was it called? It's like a generic kind of punk rock song.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Casualty, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It just does not sound like Linkin Park at all, and it just
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just such a weird. It's just weird. It does not fit at all. Um, and it just songs like that kind of make me feel weird about it, because it's like Linkin Park was so iconic. They created a vibe and like a genre and stuff. And to hear them do weird shit where I'm like, that's a weird fucking punk rock song. What is that doing here? It's just kind of, I don't know. It's odd. But anyways, overall, it's good. I'll probably get the physical CD at some point. I was listening to it on Spotify, but I do like it. I'm glad it exists. I'll put it that way.
I wonder how much backlash they would get if it was another male singer rather than a woman singer.
I feel like that was intentional.
Mm.
I feel like that kind of gave them enough of a buffer
Do
to kind of
something
get away
different.
with it. Yeah, they can, because like it's easier to separate.
Otherwise, you just compare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, it was
I
smart.
get what Survivor Horror fan is saying if they just renamed the band. It's like if they could have called it From Zero.
Hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, I wish they had done that.
Because people would have still like tuned in.
Mm.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think I would have. Well, whatever. I would.
The band formerly known as Linkin Park. But yeah, I watched a couple things. I watched Edge of Sleep, which stars Markiplier, and he's a terrible,
Oh,
terrible actor.
aw, it was bad.
I can't stand
Damn.
that guy.
Overall, yes, like it's a cool premise, because it's like I feel like Rooster Teeth did something like this a long time ago, but I never watched it. But it's basically like there's some kind of like virus going on where like if you fall
Mhm.
asleep, it kills you. So like they have to like try to stay up and figure out like what's going on. Didn't Rooster Teeth do something like that a
I don't
while ago?
know. I
Like
don't.
Jazz, you were the one that told me about it and it sounded really cool, but I only remember like that conversation and like nothing else.
Hmm.
I'll have to look it into it.
Virus
But
where they fall asleep.
So basically, it wasn't very good.
yeah, it's a cool idea, but it was pretty bad. I mean,
Aw.
it was okay. Markiplier ruins it. He's so bad in it.
Aw.
And I'm in the same camp as Jazz. I do not like him to begin with. And on top of that,
Aw.
he's a shitty actor. So it's like,
I keep getting recommendations for his videos now because Beth's cousin was watching YouTube on my PlayStation and he was watching like constant Markiplier videos. So now it's just popping up on my
Aw.
yeah.
feed and I'm like, no Charlie videos, come back. Critical
I
voice,
don't-
critical voiced.
I
don't
hate
really-
that. It's like if you click on an ad or like it auto plays into another video, it
Mhm.
totally ruins your recommendations. Like,
Algorithm.
so annoying. I watched Gladiator 2, and it was kind of what I expected. It was an okay movie, but like, why? Like
Aw.
it's just kind of like a retelling of the first one, just not as good. So like, it just what are you gonna do with a sequel to that movie? It just didn't need a sequel other than
Yeah.
to make more money,
But
and
Sean,
that's what it feels like.
were you not entertained?
I was mildly entertained. And it's
Good
funny too, because
Jazz.
like they have like a
Uh.
dude that's like bargain, like great value, fucking Russell Crowe. Like it's like they wanted to have that character in the movie, but they couldn't, so they came up with like a workaround, and it's just like, nah, it doesn't work.
It's Russell Crowe's underwear.
And then I watched more Warrior Nun. I made it to episode 5 now, so I'm actually officially watching it, and it's good. I like it so far.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. I played the video games. I played, beat, and platinumed Gory Cuddly Carnage, and like I expected, I ended up kind of turning around on it. Initially, I was kind of like, eh, but I actually ended up liking it a lot. Like after playing a good amount of time, spending a good amount of time with it, I just kind of needed to just kind of give it a chance to like get more of the moves and kind of understand the mechanics and stuff like that. Like once I got to that point, I could really appreciate it for what it was, and it's actually a really cool game. I definitely recommend checking it out. Um, the characters are really stupid and fun. It just got silly, like over the top. Like I mentioned before, there's tons and tons of swearing in there, and like the hoverboard talks, and he's swearing all the time. And I mentioned that he was censored, but that's part of the story because he's a toy, so like he's censored because of that. But like through the process of upgrading the hoverboard, you can remove the censor, so he starts swearing like legitimately. It's funny. Just a stupid little fun mechanic I thought was cool. Um, but yeah, it was really good. I liked it. It definitely suffers from the modern day video game
Vidya.
nonsense where it crashed more than 10 times on me. So yeah, it has a lot of performance issues. It didn't really slow down at all, but it was constantly crashing, and sometimes I'd be like going through playing on like the hard difficulty to get the trophy, and I'd be at like the last boss and it would crash.
And you were
And
playing on PlayStation 5?
yeah,
Okay.
and like when it crashes and you reboot it, it'll like reset the difficulty to easy mode. So it's like I played the entire level to the boss on hard, and then when I reload it, it defaults back to easy. So it totally ruins the run and you have to redo the entire fucking thing. It's really annoying. And at the end of the day, like it shouldn't fucking be crashing like that. It's just like games are so half-assed and rushed these days that like the last 5 games that I've played have crashed multiple times. Stellar Blade, it's a good game, but it crashed.
Ooh,
Gory crashed fucking constantly. Silent Hill 2 crashed a couple times. Fucking Baldur's Gate 3 crashed.
jeez.
Dead Rising Deluxe crashed a bunch of times. Like it's just that's how games are released now. They're not finished.
That's wild because, like, console games, you used to be able to rely on console games for not crashing.
Well, that's the thing. Like we used to have this term going gold. You know, like when a game went gold, it was complete. Like it's it's as good as the game's going to get. They're pressing it onto a disc. It's gold. Like they still use that term, but it doesn't mean anything anymore because like they had to make sure that like critical bugs like that, like crashing and game breaking elements were resolved before it went gold and they pressed it onto a disc. But now that we don't have that standard anymore, like games just come out in whatever condition, like whatever point they get to up to release date, that's what you get. Whether it's a piece of shit and it's broken or it's feature complete, like it just depends. So it's not good. It's very annoying. But yeah, it's good. It's a good game. Just expect it to crash a lot. I mean, eventually they'll probably patch it so that it either reduces or eliminates that, but
Wow, I'm so glad
that's
I'm gonna
no
PS5.
that's no excuse to me. Like if you release a game buggy and broken, like I don't care if you patch it later, you're garbage. You should never do that. Like have integrity. um I mean, I guess unless it's like a live service game, which bleh. But that's just like you kind of come to expect it with something like that. But if it's like a single player game, nah, there's no excuse. And I'm playing Slitterhead.
Oh, you
Uh,
did get that.
yeah, I'm working on the platinum. I'm about 70% ish on that. I'm just about to beat the game for the first time, and I think there's difficulty trophies. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna want to go back and play through it again multiple times right now, so I might not get the platinum immediately. But eh, it's kind of disappointing, honestly. I figured that it probably would be, but it just it very much feels like a budget title, and it was a full $60 release. So like the graphics they're really bad. And like it's weird because like the environments are fine, like they're up to par, like modern standards, they look good. But the character models are weird. Like the main characters, like the more highly detailed character models look like they're maybe PS3 quality. And then all the other ones, like the background characters and like part of the game is like possessing like the NPCs around the environment. So like all the people just kind of like walking throughout the street and stuff like that. Their character models are way lower quality. They look legitimately like early PS2 generation character models. They look horrible, and it's kind of jarring like, to be like, oh look, the background looks great and this character model looks maybe passable, and then this character model looks like shit. It's a really weird thing. But yeah, and then like the character models are kind of, or the character designs rather, are kind of, yeah, like there's a couple of them that are okay, but there's like 8 what they call rarities, like primary characters that have like special abilities and stuff like that. And those are like the character models that have like the little bit more detail. And they're really uninspired. You have like the generic, like nerdy otaku kid and like old drunken boxer man, and you have an old lady. Like it's just the characters that they went with are just weird.
Huh.
I don't know why they decided to go that. They were probably just trying to be quirky and different or whatever.
Sounds
But
like a simple series.
yeah, kind of. I just like, rather than trying to do something different for the sake of doing something different, I would like to play a character that looked cool and badass. And there's like 2 of them that are like that, but they're like, when you only have 8 characters and like
Hmm.
6 of them are garbage, that's not it's not great.
Damn.
And then like the gameplay is kind of simple and repetitive, and I don't know, it's just kind of essentially like the same thing over and over again. It's just like combat, one of them runs away and you go through this really annoying chase sequence, and that's the game. That's the gameplay loop.
Oh.
Do that over and over and over and over again throughout the entire game. And those chase sequences are so fucking annoying.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Damn.
yeah, just kind of disappointing. I feel like I'd be okay with the experience if it was like a budget title. If it was like 20, maybe $30, I'd be like, I could kind of swallow the the bad and take the good. But at $60, like it's just not. I can't recommend it. Like even at $20, I feel like it's the audience that's going to enjoy that game is going to be pretty small. So like I would just say wait for it to drop and then maybe take a chance on it if you're interested, but
Take a chance.
don't have high expectations. So, but yeah, that's my week. Speaking of Slitterhead, my show and tell, I got the physical copy.
Slitterhead.
Uh,
Nice.
and it came with a day one edition at no extra cost, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
It's
cool.
got like special box,
Nice.
and it's
I
got a
saw that at
little,
GameStop.
it's got a soundtrack, physical soundtrack, which is cool.
Heck yeah.
And it's got stickers. I don't know what's with stickers these days, but like every game is coming with stickers, and I don't know why.
Because they're probably easy to produce right now.
Yeah, probably. But it's got stickers and little art book. It's kind of a cheap, it's kind of a cheap art book. It's not hardcover or anything like that, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, look, I can show you some of the shitty characters. uh,
What's Alex showing us?
Him not taking no for an answer.
like
Yeah.
this one's pretty cool. Like biker dude, but even that, like that's one of the cooler characters, but it's still just
Yeah.
like biker dude. Like it's not.
That's his name.
It's his name is Alex. But like even the cool guys are just like fine. Like they're not super crazy. Like this is the like homeless boxer dude. Like not great. Um, and then you have a cleaning lady.
Oh yay!
She's one of them.
I like a
And
cleaning
then
lady.
you got like the nerdy dude. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's us.
It's just like it's too normal. You know what I mean? Like when I play a game, I want to
It's
I want to
too normal.
look cool and be a badass, and I don't want to just be like Joe Schmo from down the fucking street. Like
What's
I
wrong
can
with
just
Joe?
go outside and see Joe Schmo. Like he doesn't need to be in my video games. And then it's got I think a poster or a map or something.
Not like that stupid Left 4 Dead game where they had all those super fancy, not normal looking people.
Oh, I forgot I mentioned I played Dead by Daylight. I did play something new.
Oh, it's okay that you forgot to mention that.
Oh, I know you don't like it, but I had a super fun collab.
See, this is a good representation of the game. Like this is the poster you get. What the fuck is that?
Yep, that's Japan.
Apartment.
Why? It's as bland as the
Apartment
characters in the game. But yeah, I don't know. I really wanted it to be a lot better than it was, but it's not the worst thing ever. So
No, Sean, this is.
how dare you?
We hadn't brought it up yet.
We have so many in jokes in the Wardcast. It's just adding to it.
Yeah. And I have this. This game is so good.
I love
And
that
it
game.
comes in a little like sleeve thingy, and it's
I
got
love
an
that
art book or
game.
a graphic novel. But yeah, it's a really cool game. It was like a first generation Xbox 360 game, and it was really weird because like the 360 had like no Japanese games on it because Japanese people hate Xbox and Microsoft, so like nobody bought it. But like there's a handful of like really cool like JRPGs,
Lost
and this is like
Odyssey.
one of the best ones. It's like it's a turn-based RPG, but it also has kind of like a little like mini battlefield thing, like grid system, where it's like a tactical RPG, but also a turn-based RPG. It's like it's very unique. Yeah, it's a really good game.
It's shout out early From Software. Like
Was that From Software?
just makes good fucking games. It is. It's a From Software game.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes,
No.
it is.
Oh my god, it is. How did I not know that? But you see the publisher, right? Piece of shit.
Ubisoft. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my show and tell, and that means
Farts.
Time for the news.
nah. It's news time. Alec was falling asleep over there.
No, I was doing other things.
He was looking at his phone.
Yeah, sorry to go into depth with Slitterhead, but we talked about it a couple of times in the news, and I was kind of excited for it, so I wanted to kind of go into a little bit of detail because I was hoping it would be good. You know, it's the Silent Hill creator coming back and making a new game, and it was exciting, and it had Akira Yamaoka as the composer and stuff, and even the music is not even that great. So it's just like, god damn it, such a missed opportunity. I was really, really hoping for a little bit more. And it's weird too, because like in an interview, like he even talks about how they made that game with like it's an indie game essentially, like they made it with a limited budget. So like, why is it a $60 game then? Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with like being an indie developer and making indie games and like making lower budget games, but like you can't release a game like that with the $60 or $70 price tag. It just doesn't work. Anyways, I digress. News time.
News.
Speaking of From Software, Sony wants to own the Souls games. Kodakawa Corporation, who is the parent company of FromSoft, has been offered a buyout from Sony. The two companies are still in negotiations currently, but if Sony absorbs Kodakawa, and FromSoft that would give them ownership on the Dark Souls franchise, Armored Core, Elden Ring, and would lock down any potential Bloodborne sequels to Sony. How do we feel about that? And I mean, it's such a weird time too, because it's like I feel like stuff like this doesn't even matter anymore. I feel like if somebody was going to capitalize on exclusivity, it would be Sony, but I doubt they would even do that. Like everything, like Sony's putting their games on PC. We all know what the fuck is going on with Microsoft. It's just like exclusivity isn't really a thing anymore. So like when a company buys a publisher, that used to mean something. It used to mean like, oh, well, they're going to be exclusive to that company, but these buyouts don't really mean that anymore. They don't really matter, you know?
I'm just wondering if Sony can afford it. I mean, after their fucking Concord fucking.
Yeah, you'd think they'd put the fucking gas, like put the brakes on buying companies at this point. You know, like last time they bought a company, it didn't really work out too well for them. So maybe pause. But
I'll just
I don't know. Granted,
I
it is FromSoft. Like that's kind of a guaranteed, like you know what you're getting.
yeah, I think it's a good investment as long as they do something with it. And your thumbnail is amazing. You're like, your soul is mine.
I couldn't
So
resist.
good. So good.
Any other thoughts on Sony owning those? Does anybody like? I feel like me and Shayla are the only ones that care about FromSoft games, but because I know like you guys don't like Souls games, right? I mean, I don't even like Souls games for
From
the most
Software
part.
has so many good they used before they got like bogged down with only making Souls games. Like they've done Tenchu games. That's why that Sekiro game was basically like a Tenchu game.
Yeah,
I don't know. As long as like I'm like I wish and again as long as they do something because like what Bloodborne they haven't done anything with it and like that came out like 10 years ago, right? I mean,
something like that. Yeah,
They didn't make
Yeah.
this Tenchu game.
they might
yeah.
have. I know.
Tenchu is kind of bounced around a little
Yeah.
bit.
They've done a couple companies.
Well, that's the
have done it.
publisher. It'd be on the back.
Yeah.
What's their name?
From
From
Software.
Software. It'd be kind of at the bottom where it says like 1 to 2 players or whatever.
Mm,
I mean, I don't have the time or patience to play Soul type games. Only Soul Calibur, I'll give it a go. But
it is really tedious is kind of my thing. Like I don't like my shit being like undone. You know what I mean? Like losing progress is one thing, but when losing progress is like a built-in mechanic of the core gameplay experience, like that's not a fun experience to me. But like literally, oh, if you want to heal, all the enemies are going to respawn. You want to save, all the enemies are going to respawn. You want to upgrade, all the enemies are going to like fuck off. You know what I mean? Like I want to go through, I want to wipe out all the enemies and be done with it, and then I'll go and I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Like you shouldn't be punished every time you want to fucking do something. And that's my biggest complaint about Souls-like games. Eh. Even Stellar Blade does that, and
I know.
I just wish they wouldn't do that.
I like I guess it's just like I like a well-made Souls game. I just don't think everything has to be it. Or
I
like
just
said,
think
'cause like even what was it like Lost Empire I think or Lost Worlds like From Software used to do like card games like that RPG you just brought up. Like they did the president that like saves the world in his mech game.
I need to play that. That's FromSoft too?
Yeah.
Wow.
They made the Otogi 1 and 2 games. They made Ninja Blade.
See, like Otogi, like that's
Yeah.
like before Souls like was even a thing. Like they made Otogi, which was that like it played kind of like a Souls game, but you didn't have those shitty elements.
Yeah.
It was just like a what they call a character action game, like Devil May Cry. You know,
Yep.
it's okay to like have pressure and have challenge, like you know, make it a really difficult game to play. Like you can do that while still balancing it out, where you don't have to respawn the enemies constantly. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm still over here
I-
looking for the. It's not
Oh, look at-
them.
Look,
Yeah, they didn't make all of the Tenchu games. They've
you
just
see
done
it
a
there?
couple.
Like right underneath
No,
the screenshots, you see FromSoft.
I'm
Like
not sure.
that's
That's in the
what
back?
I don't think they did that Tenchu.
Yeah, it's on the back.
No, they didn't make this one. However, sorry to randomly derail, but the creative
Lost
services
Kingdom, that's the
manager is it won't show, but their name is Jill Berry.
That's amazing.
Jill Bear.
I like that I could look in the book for the credits.
Sean,
Thank you,
were the
old
one.
school.
You were the one who turned me on to Lost Kingdoms. Those are good games. That's also from software. It's a
Yeah.
card
No,
game
I-
on the GameCube.
No,
Lost
no,
Kingdom?
not Lost Kingdom.
What's it called?
Cold Sept.
No.
Cold Fear.
Yes, Cold Sip is awesome too. That's not from software. But there's this game called Lost Kingdom, and there's Lost Kingdom 1 and there's Lost Kingdom 2 on the GameCube. And it's like a card game and it's really good. And I'm pretty sure you were the one that told me that it was good and to get it. And I did. And it's really good.
I mean, I'm aware of them and they look cool. So maybe I just told you that it looked cool because I've never actually played it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well,
I want to.
it's good. Yeah, it's really good.
It seems like it's a lot like Cold Sept, only with more of
Yes,
like a
yes.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really did give me the same vibes. And Cult of Sip's awesome too.
It's so good. You should try to find that disc for me. God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. So Sony's
Yeah.
probably going to own FromSoft. I can't imagine them saying no. Like, why would you turn down that money?
Mhm.
So they're probably going to put it on Xbox platforms anyway. Ubisoft is trying to make Star Wars Outlaws a playable game with yet another update patch. The latest patch, which includes another 68 fixes and updates, includes improving stealth and combat, enemy AI, and enemy weak points. So again, like maybe I'm wrong here, but like all of these seem like crucial elements that should be fixed and ironed out before you release the game. Like enemy AI, pretty important. Enemy weak points, like either those work or they don't. Like what the fuck? What are they doing to fix that? You know, just combat and stealth, like those are primary gameplay elements that they have to go in and patch and hone multiple times post release. Like fucking hell, man. Just put out a complete game. And don't forget too, this is like the third or fourth batch of fixes and updates that they've done that have been like in the neighborhood of 50 to 100 plus adjustments and fixes and shit like that. So like they've corrected like hundreds and hundreds of things in a AAA game. That's what, 4 months old? When did this come out? I can't remember. 6 months, something like that. It's not a very old game. So the fact that they've had to implement hundreds of corrections, come on. Not good. Have you played it yet, Jazz?
Yes,
What do you think?
I really liked it.
Have you experienced glitches and broken
No.
things? It's good. Good.
But you're good at finding glitches. And
Yeah, I
I've-
figured
I've-
if anybody was
I've-
going to do it, it'd be
I've-
you.
Maybe that's what they're fixing. I fell through the ground in Sons of the Forest, though.
Oh, there you go. Keeping it alive. Friendly reminder, live service games and games requiring internet connectivity are not good. Star Wars Outlaw is one of these for the record. Just saying. But that being said, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is another online connected disaster. The game launched with a lot of hype, racking up 200,000 concurrent players during pre-release. And of course, they were not prepared to have people playing their game, which resulted in catastrophic problems.
Day one, the game didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Which game?
Microsoft Flight Simulator
Oh.
2024. The online information cache is being overwhelmed by too many players sending information requests to the servers. This is overloading the system and resulting in many issues ranging from being stuck in eternal loading screens, game crashes, planes and other content missing, and so on. Things got so bad that the head of the studio and the co-founder put out a video addressing the problems and the player complaints. They said, "We knew the excitement was high for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, but frankly, we completely underestimated how high, and it really has overwhelmed our infrastructure. We've been struggling for a few hours with one of our services. In Flight Sim 2024, there are a few new systems in the sim. People have noticed in the career mode, there's all sorts of missions. And when players at the very beginning, when they start, they're asking a server for some data, and that server is going to a cache in the database. It's a pretty big database, and there is a cache, and that cache is currently getting saturated." So, I mean, what that boils down to is they weren't prepared. They didn't build an infrastructure, an online model that could hold enough users simultaneously, and it's taxing and breaking the system. So when you're making an online connected game that demands that you connect to the internet and draw data from a server, like, you need to overcompensate for like worst case scenario. You know, fucking make it so it can support like 2 million simultaneous players, because guess what? Maybe you'll have that. I mean, you're trying to sell a bunch of copies, so maybe you should hope that you're going to sell as many copies as possible rather than underestimating and then having the whole fucking thing crash and burn and then nobody that bought it can play it. Not great. Or, make it so that you don't have to connect to the internet to play the goddamn game. This can be played solo. Like, it's not like a MMO, you're not like it's not like you have to play online with a bunch of other people. You can play this solo. So the fact that you have to connect to the internet to play it at all is just totally unneeded. There's like, why would you do that? You're just asking for problems like this. It's dumb. The problematic launch has resulted in a flood of negativity, and reviews are tanking as a result of irate players not being able to play the game and experiencing tons of bugs and problems. They're not pleased, so now they're tanking the reviews. On Steam, the game is now sitting at overwhelmingly negative. So, yeah, that's what happens when you give people time to not be able to play the game they bought. They're going to go online and they're going to rip it apart. But yeah, if honestly, this could be another Sims City situation. Like, that came out, same thing, had to connect to the internet to play it, and the same thing happened. Like, they couldn't keep up, and they were never able to get that game to a point where it could handle the game base, like the player base. They were never able to get that stable enough so that everybody could get on and not have any issues. So they canceled it. Like, they shut down the servers and that game doesn't exist anymore. And had they not made it so you had to connect to the internet to play it, guess what? Would have been fine. No problems. But now that game is dead. And this game has the potential to go down the same path. It's not a good start.
So are all the people on the plane.
And as a bonus, how much is Microsoft Flight Simulator?
$60.
Yep. So the base game is $60, but don't you want all that DLC? That sweet, sweet DLC? $130 for the deluxe edition.
Rip.
And all you get is DLC and a steelbook. And guess what? If you get it on an Xbox, you get a disc. But why? It doesn't do anything.
Nice frisbee.
Yeah. Or
That's
you can get the
expensive
collector's
frisbee.
edition for $260. That's exciting. Drop $260
You
on
got
the
a plane
collector's
with it?
edition, and
Not
then come back
included.
home and you download the game and you can't even play it. That's got to be a fun experience.
Isn't that a game that people buy flight sticks for too?
Probably, yeah. Oh, God.
Nevertheless, she persisted.
Could you imagine? You buy the $260 collector's edition.
Got
You
the day
buy
off of
this like
work. You're ready to play all
badass,
day.
like fucking $300 custom flight stick. You're ready to go. Yeah, like you said, you took the day off, you took the week off, whatever the fuck. You sit down to play your game. Nope.
Bam.
If I
Not gonna
told
happen.
my boss I was taking the fucking day off to play Microsoft Flight Simulator,
You'd be
I
fired.
would just quit my job. I'd be
Yeah.
ashamed.
Rude. Aw.
Well, I mean, like, first of all, to take the day off to play a video game, like, play
I've
after
done
work.
it.
Like, play after work. Like, there's better reasons to take time off work unless you really need, like, a decompression day. Like,
Right.
that's understandable.
Sometimes.
But, like, Microsoft Flight Simulator, like,
Some people are really
Yeah,
into
some
that.
people are into that shit.
I'm gonna take the day off to play Farming Simulator. And then
Oh.
Lawnmower Simulator because I got chores.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Then I got Rearrange the Fridge Simulator,
All the
Frigid.
simulators.
Laundry Simulator.
Yep. There's a new Dead or Alive Extreme game called Venus Vacation Prism.
Why'd you
And-
put Homer there?
And apparently it's a secret. Don't tell anybody this game exists. This game is launching on the way down low. It's getting zero coverage, no announcement trailer. The only reason I know this exists is because I happened to go to Play Asia and it was there. You could pre-order it. So yeah, no one's talking about this game at
Oh.
all.
God.
Even the game's website is mysterious. Like instead of like the traditional website like residentevil.com and you go there and you can check out the game, Dead or Alive Extreme Prism's website is called Game City. And Dead or Alive
They
Extreme
don't want hate. They don't want
Dead-
haters.
Dead or Alive Extreme isn't even in the URL.
They don't want haters.
Even like the name is weird. Like the actual title, it's not even Dead or Alive Extreme whatever anymore. It's Venus Vacation Prism Dead or Alive Extreme. Like they're trying to hide this.
Yeah, because it's, I don't know. It makes sense.
We know why this is happening because the game's going to get, the more press this game gets and the more the public is aware that it exists, the more it's going to be attacked and ripped apart and called sexist and garbage and blah 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 blah. But it's just like, that's sad that they have to go through all this shit just to put this game out. Like, wow. Wow.
Are you gonna get a copy, Sean?
Probably.
I want a copy.
I want a copy. I don't know if I'll be able to get it though, because there's a collector's edition and it's really expensive and I can't afford it, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Prism will be the first Dead or Alive Extreme game to feature a full-fledged romance game.
Wow.
It's now a dating sim. And
Okay.
from what I can tell, they removed the volleyball entirely and the mini games too, but like I said, there's like no information, there's no videos. So like the little bit of information that I could come across, I couldn't find any of that stuff, but it could be there. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping it is, because if it's just like a straight up dating sim, that'd be kind of lame. But if they put
Right.
like those mechanics in with the other stuff, that'd be really cool. And of course, the game is getting a collector's edition. The $234 collector's edition comes with a physical copy of the game, a date gravure photo book, DLC code, a fabric poster, a reversible girl pillow, a
Oh
desk
my God.
a desk mat, double-sided pillow cover, and a collector's box. But there's no booby mouse pad this time.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. It's unfortunate. But yeah, and obviously no US release date. This game's not going to come out in the West, but you can import the Asian English version for PS5 or PS4, and it will be launching on March 7th, 2025. So there you go. Now you know this exists, even though
Secret.
they're really trying to keep it on the download. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. It's going to get canceled if too many people know about it.
Will it still have the like $20,000 worth of DLC?
You know what's weird? The volleyball games don't do that. They don't have the season passes with like 400 costumes for $6,000. It's just the fighting game. Wouldn't you think it'd be the volleyball game that has all the costumes and microtransactions and stuff? But no. Like you can buy some outfits, but it's not a lot. Most like they do have like an in-game currency, and they have like a rotating stock of costumes and new costumes that they put into it, but you buy it all through in-game currency. Like you can buy it with money, but like you don't have to. And like the currency that you earn in the game is actually reasonable. So like if you don't want to spend money, you can feasibly do that. So I don't know. They got it right with the extreme games, but not the fighting games. I don't know why.
I just remember browsing through after you told me, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
What?
You were like, look at the DLC for that game or for that title, and I was just like shocked.
Yeah, I was looking at the Black Friday sales going on PlayStation, and those popped up. It's like, oh, only $30 for Season Pass 1, 70% off. Like, fuck off. Like the normal price is like $110 for one Season Pass out of 6. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Capcom's Kunitsugami failed to reach sales goals. This is kind of expected. Did you end up getting it? I know you thought you were thinking about it.
I didn't.
No. Yeah. That's probably for the best.
It's still kind of a bummer that Capcom actually tried to make something that was like original, and I liked the concept and thought it, I don't know, it's too bad.
Yeah, I just kind of feel the same way about this as I do with like Slitterhead. Like it's cool that they tried to do something new and there's some interesting things in there, but you know, like the budget's too low, the cost of the product is too high. It just doesn't work. The new IP is a strategy action game based on Japanese folktales. It had an interesting premise and was pretty fun to play initially. I played the demo. We talked about that a little bit. I played, like, it was an endless demo, so I played a couple hours of it, and I did enjoy what I played, but it was just, there wasn't enough there to justify the price tag and to keep going, because it was just like, it was already getting repetitive. But yeah, unfortunately, the game felt like a cheaper experience that can't justify a $50 price tag. It suffered from low quality visuals, low production value, not much in the way of story, and most importantly, repetitive gameplay. Capcom blames insufficient marketing and low buzz despite generally favorable reviews. So, and I feel like that's kind of misleading too, because I wonder if there's a lot of those reviews where people just kind of played the demo and kind of gave their opinion based on the demo. Because like if you just do like one run through the demo and you play like maybe an hour of it, 30 minutes to an hour of it, I feel like that game would leave kind of a false impression where it's like you can kind of see the potential and it's just not going to live up to that potential if you play enough of it, because it's like everything that you're really going to get out of that game is in that demo.
That's why I didn't get it, is because I was playing it, I was super digging it, I was ready to buy it, and then you're like, yeah, I played quite a bit of the demo and it gets really old and repetitive. It gets very repetitive very fast, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, because like the only thing that I could tell really changes is like you get new, like you can possess these different types of like human beings that have like different abilities, and like you in the demo you get to experience like maybe 3 or 4 of those, so like you kind of get an idea of what you're going to be looking at. Like there's spellcasters and healers and melee people and whatnot. Like I get it. So like what could they possibly add that's really going to mix it up enough to make it interesting? You know what I mean? Like it's just going to be, you know, oh, you get a sniper or whatever. This person can cast ice, but the core mechanics are going to be the same. Like it just, it's just not going to stay enjoyable. And again, that's okay. Like if it was a $20 game, that would be totally fine. Like it's okay to just kind of have this small bite-sized gameplay experience that doesn't really change a whole lot. And it's, you know, it's a budget experience. It's $20 or whatever. That's okay. But when you charge $50, $60, $70, like you need to have more going on. You need to justify it. Like it has to have a production value, you know, like why does this game cost so much? You know, like Are you just gouging? Like usually the budget, like a game costs $70 for a reason. They're investing a lot of money and they expect a large amount of sales based on the contents of the game. And that, that goes full circle. It makes sense. They invest the money, it sells, they get the money back. Great. But if you're not putting enough content in there to justify that price tag, then people aren't going to buy it and it just doesn't work. And there's no physical. So get fucked.
the grand finale. And there's no physical.
And it's kind of sad too, because like if there was a physical and it dropped to like $20 down the road or 15, like I'd probably even buy it just to have it in the collection. But for $50, it just doesn't make sense. Ubisoft addresses Assassin's Creed Shadows Battle Pass rumors. We talked about this last week. They have confirmed that the leaked images are real and the Battle Pass-esque reward system is in fact in the game. However, all contents will be free for all players to earn in the game without additional purchases. So I don't know how much I believe this. I feel like they got found out and they pivoted. They're like, no, it's free. It's free.
Remember when Capcom tried to be like, Monster Hunter's gonna have loot boxes, and people were like, boo. They're like, just kidding.
Monster Hunter was gonna have loot boxes?
Monster Hunter World had loot boxes. They announced loot boxes, and there was such a negative reception that they were like, just kidding, fuck the loot boxes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
burn them.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. They're just like, no, they already hate us and our game. Like we can't get any more negative press. It's free. It's free. It's great. Yeah. So way to go, Ubisoft. You got away with it, I guess. Remedy surprisingly opens up about sales expectations within the company. I thought this was kind of interesting. It's widely known that Alan Wake 2 is still falling short of making any kind of profit for Remedy, but now we have a better idea of what that actually looks like. Remedy has shared what it expects to make for its next two big releases to be considered successful. Success for the company is based on a 100% return on investment. So if the budget was 50 million, success would mean selling 100 million. So they basically have to get back what they spent and double it in profits. This needs to be attained within a 3 to 5 year period, with the bulk generally being sold within the first year, which makes sense. Like the hype is going to drive most of the sales. Like honestly, most of the sales are going to come from like the first couple of days leading into the next couple of weeks. And then it's going to fall off a cliff from there. Like you'll still get kind of like consistent sales throughout the first couple of years, but it's not going to be anywhere near the amount they're going to sell like right out the gate. So for the upcoming FBC Firebreak, which is the new 3-player co-op game set in the Control universe, the budget is about 31 million. The game will sell at a mid price point, which leads to an expected 3 million unit sales. 3 million unit. What? Which leads to an expected 3 million unit sales goal to succeed.
That picture is terrifying.
So they have to sell 3 million units to consider that a success. So that would probably be like in the $70 million range, something like that. Next, we have Control 2, which will be a full price game. The game budget is over 53 million with an expected sales goal of 3 to 4 million units sold. So if you look at Alan Wake 2, which is sitting at around 1.8 million units sold over a year, almost a year and a half at this point, I think. Or no, it came out October. So yeah, about a year. So 1.8 million units sold in a year with an estimated budget north of 70 million with advertising. That's probably not going to be a success. So they didn't even get to like the halfway point over a year into the life of the game. So not good. But it's kind of an interesting insight as to like how they're looking at like what is a success. And I feel like that's more reasonable than a lot of companies. I still feel like doubling your investment is a little bit high. Um, I feel like maybe a 30% goal would be more realistic and reasonable. And then like anything beyond that would be like nice. What do you guys think? Do you think doubling their investment is a fair gauge for a success?
I think it's really hard these days. There's so many, like, the markets are just super saturated, and I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to speak on some of that stuff because it's like it just seems like the game. I don't know. Things are different.
Well, they must have had confidence in it and to begin with to do a second one anyway.
I thought it looks really fucking cool. Like, it seems like one of them. Like, because I watched my friends streamed it so I could see some of the game, and I've been like thoroughly impressed with everything I saw in the game. It looks like a really cool game.
Yeah, there's
I
just
just
I
think
know
there's
that
not enough.
for Alan Wake 2 in particular, I know that like there's a lot of controversy. I mean, well, for one, there's no physical. That's you know, remove my opinion of that out of the equation. Like you're losing sales when you don't have physical. A lot of people do buy physical games, so you're narrowing the market there. And then there's like word of mouth on the game where like you don't play Alan Wake very much. Like that's a big negative for people that like the first game, right? People are ready to play Alan Wake for Alan Wake. People that like the first game probably liked Alan Wake. So the fact
Yeah.
that he's not in it that much, you're chipping away at the audience again. And then there's a whole bunch of like Sweet Baby Inc. is involved in it, and there's like woke shit going on, and there's just like there's a lot of different elements to like why this game isn't being very successful. But like that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like companies are killing a lot of IPs by over projecting like, hey, we're going to sell fucking 400 million units, and instead we sold 200 million units, and even though they made a shitload of money, they only hit half their projection, so it's considered a failure. So they're going to take that IP and they're going to throw it in the garbage. So like there should be a realistic expectation of what they can realistically sell and what's fair. Because even and plus two, if you're talking like, okay, well, we invested 50 million in this game and we're projecting a 30% return rather than a doubling our investment, 30% would be more realistic. And like, what is that? 10, 15, 20 million dollars? Like that seems fair to me. You're making millions of dollars, you're successful, you're profiting, there's room for growth. Like you're not like, even though you set that number in stone and that's your target, you can go beyond that. You can sell fucking double your investment worth and still get that money. But by overestimating what you're going to sell and not meeting that target and then deeming that a failure, that's where it becomes a problem. Because these new IPs or these sequels or whatever, they throw all this money at it and their expectations are so high that it's unattainable. And then when they don't hit that, it's like, okay, well, we're not getting Dead Space 2 now. Or like we were going to make this Resident Evil game, but this Resident Evil game didn't do well enough, so we're going to cancel that. Like it has ramifications within the company and the industry where we're killing IPs and we're canceling games and stuff because we're over projecting like what are we going to make? Like how much money are we going to make from this? So for me, I think doubling your investment is too much, and even that is less than a lot of companies are doing. So like that's why it's so fucking problematic. I feel like these companies need to be more realistic so that they're not damaging IPs like this.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. No, doubling.
I think it's alright to be ambitious.
I can't
But
think of a number
trouble
that's.
is-
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Trouble is, it's such a niche market. Not everyone's into horror games, so
Yeah, and that's something that happens too. Is like you're you look at like Resident Evil 6, right? That's why that happened, because we're a niche survival horror market, but look at those Call of Duty numbers. That's our
Ugh.
goal. So that's what we expect to make. So we're going to turn it action and we're going to pursue that goal. And not only did it ruin the series for a lot of people and completely change what Resident Evil was, but they still didn't hit that target, right? So then we got Resident Evil 7, which is, debatable, a good thing, a bad thing, somewhere in the middle. Like these targets and what's a success and what's a failure steers the ship. Where, like, what's the next game going to look like? That all happens based on how things perform and how they're received. So it's kind of important.
That's exactly it. Like, because it always falls back to fucking like Gears of War and Call of Duty and those games. Like, they make companies think that all games should project their sales super high because people love video games. They're gonna buy all of them. No.
Yeah. If you look at like retailers, like a lot of times, like, they're always going to expect growth, but it's like, for the most part, it's like 3%, 5%, maybe 10%. Like, that's realistic. Does that mean you're not going to get more than that? No. But, you want to set up goals that are attainable, that you work towards, and then you increase it periodically. That way you're successful, you're growing, you're profitable, everybody wins. But if you're like a fucking retailer and you're like, we're going to fucking quadruple our sales and we're going to make fucking $200 million more than we made last year, you're not going to get that. And then it just makes everybody involved like look stupid, and it looks like they're underperforming, and looks, like everybody fails. It hurts morale. Like, nobody wins. So it just, no, stop it.
Stop it.
Be more realistic. But again, like, comparatively, Remedy does have a lower expectation than a lot of other publishers, so it is good to see that, but I still think it's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
We're running out of simulator ideas because the next simulator game is Cash Cleaner Simulator.
I thought it was gonna be Leaf Blower Simulator.
I'm sure that's in the works too.
It's probably a DLC for a lawnmower.
Yeah, Cash Cleaner Simulator. And guess what? It comes with a trailer.
Of course it does.
Help wanted. Cash cleaner. Job responsibilities. Take delivery of various financial products. Process these products and identify any opportunities for improvement. Package and deliver all products to stakeholders. The ideal candidate for this role should be able to carry a variety of objects repeatedly, have the ability to juggle a large number of tasks at the same time, be detail-oriented and highly organized, be proactive and focused on goals, mindful of time management, not wasteful. Oh my God. Be serious about safety. Oh, come on! And be ready for any challenge. Are you ready for a greener future? Cash Cleaner Simulator. Apply today.
Why?
This looks horrible. It doesn't even look like fun.
You know what's funny is, like, this is actually one of the better looking ones that I've seen, because there's been other simulator games that I was going to talk about, but they looked so terrible that it wasn't even worth talking about them. But that's where we're at. Like, we've done so many simulator games that, like, this is the peak of modern simulation.
Until the next one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God.
It's so stupid. All right. And the last thing that we have to talk about today is Game Awards. So we have the nominees, and this is it's quite the year. It's quite the year. You ready? You ready for the nominees? Game of the year: Astrobot,
Okay.
Bellertro, which is like an indie card game with rogue light mechanics, is Game of the Year nominated. Okay. Black Myth Wukong makes sense. Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree, which is fucking DLC for a year-old game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantasio. That's a
What
pretty
are
sad
any of?
lineup. Pretty sad lineup.
I've heard of like two
So
of
no
them.
scroll of the gun.
No Stellar Blade. Shocking. I mean, no Silent Hill 2 even. All right.
No gory.
Best game direction. We have Astrobot again, Bellertro again, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy. It's the same list. It's the same exact list. Best narrative: Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantasio, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Got to mention there. Best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Metaphor, and Neva. No idea what that is. Best score and music: Astrobot, Final Fantasy, Metaphor, Silent Hill 2, Stellar Blade. Oh, of course. Best music. Best audio design: Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy, Hellblade 2, Silent Hill 2. Best performance: Hannah Telly, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Brianna White, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Who's Hannah Telly?
Huh?
Who's Hannah Telly?
Probably Max. Humberly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2, Melina Jurgens, Hellblade 2,
Oh, I knew you were going to talk about this.
Jurgens.
Innovation and Accessibility, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age, Prince of Persia, and Star Wars Outlaws. Games for Impact. I don't know what most of these are. Closer the Distance, Indica, which is good.
Yeah.
Neva, Life is Strange,
Never.
Hellblade 2, Tales of Kenzara Zao. Best ongoing game: Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, Go to Hell, Helldivers 2. Best community support: Baldur's Gate 3, it should win that. Final Fantasy, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Best independent game: Animal Well, Belair.
Oh, video game donkeys game.
Sure. Bellertro. So best independent game is also game of the year. And it's a fucking card game. Like, what are we doing? Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, UFO 50. Best debut indie game: Bellertro, Animal Well, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, The Plucky Squire. Best mobile game: nobody gives a shit. Unless, Shayla, do you want to hear?
I mean, I've already heard all these, so.
Best VR AR game: Arizona Sunshine Remake. Even VR games are getting remakes. Why? Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellslinger VR, Metro Awakening. Best action game: Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade,
Yay!
Hammer 40K, Space Marine 2. And so the next one is best action adventure game. So what the fuck is the difference?
Like I would describe like an I would say an action game is where you just do like one thing. Like when you think about Call of Duty or Gears of War, you're running and you're shooting, and you don't really do much else. You're running and you're shooting. Where like if you look at like, for example, like Breath of the Wild, you're like doing quests and doing like all other sorts of things. There's like it's more multifaceted. At least that's how I think it goes.
So I haven't played any of the other games, but I played Stellar Blade, and that's in best action game. But that game is
Has more.
open. It's big. There's side quests.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
it doesn't.
Well, what are the nominees for adventure again?
So
Action adventure.
action adventure is Astrobot, Prince
Mhm.
of Persia,
Mhm.
Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, which from what I would gather is similar to Stellar Blade in the way that it is structured. The
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda, again, same thing. Echoes of
Mhm.
Wisdom. Well, Echoes of Wisdom is kind. See, isn't that more of like a puzzle game
Puzzle.
almost?
Yeah.
Like, why
Mhm.
the fuck is that there? These
I don't know.
categories make no sense. That's fucking stupid. I mean, if you have to do it that way, then why not do like action as a category, adventure as a category?
You would
It just
think, yeah.
it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
best RPG, Dragon's Dogma 2, go to hell. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, again, fucking DLC, what the hell? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor.
I heard Metaphor is amazing.
Me too, I really want to play it.
Mhm.
Best fighting game, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Multiverses, and Tekken 8. Best family game, ooh, exciting. Princess Peach Showtime. I heard that
Aw.
sucks, unfortunately.
Okay, it doesn't suck. It's just definitely meant for like
Hmm.
we're not the target audience. It's meant for like babies, like kids' first game. kind of
Babies.
thing.
Is that an excuse though? Because like I feel like there's a lot of game or a
I'm
lot of
not saying
content in
it
general,
is.
whether it's like a
Yeah.
TV show, a movie, a video game. Like there's so much stuff out there that's like for kids, but it's
Yes.
also like adults can play it too. Like they put in the extra
Mhm.
effort to make it
Yep.
more appealing to a wider audience, but technically
Yes.
it's a kids game. Like I don't feel like
And
that's
that's
really an excuse.
I don't think it is either. That's why I feel like Princess Peach would fail. Like it's not uh I don't know. I think they could have done better. That game deserved better in my opinion.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, there's only like what 2, 3 Peach games out there, so like,
Mhm. Mhm.
come on, get it right, Nintendo. What the fuck? Astrobots, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, The Plucky Squire. Best Sim Strategy Game, Frostpunk 2, Age of Mythology Retold, uh, Kunitsugami. There you go. Manor Lords and Unicorn Overlord. Best sports game, do we care?
No.
Best multiplayer game, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, Warhammer 40K. Best adaptation, so best movie, Arcane, that fucking better win. Though to be fair, I haven't seen the new season, so I guess I can't say that. Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon Yakuza, Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. Boo.
You
Sorry,
said Laura.
Jazz.
You said Laura.
Fuck.
La.
Most anticipated game, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. I can't believe they're calling it that. Ghost of Yotai, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4, Monster Hunter Wilds. Content Creator of the Year, do we care?
Yes.
I don't even know who any of these people are.
Pecora.
Case O, Illo One, Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, Usada Pecora.
Usada Pecora. Usada Pecora.
Well, I'm glad you know one of these people because I don't know any of them.
Yeah, I don't know any of the others, but I know Usada Pecora. She's a VTuber and she's awesome.
Best esports game, do we care? Best
No.
esports athlete, go to hell. Best esports team, nobody gives a shit. So
Liquid,
there you go.
Team Liquid. Team Liquid, let's go.
To be
Is that
insane, in all those categories, Concord wasn't put in any single one.
Because there
biggest
wasn't.
failure?
Yeah, there wasn't a biggest L category. Sorry.
That would have been amazing. But yeah, like, is that not one of the weakest game of the year ballots that you've ever seen?
It was a weak year, I suppose.
Well, yeah, that's
I
the
don't know.
problem. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why are we not making good games? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. And then on top of that, Jeff Keighley is trying to trademark the Game Awards,
Oh yeah, I think that's weird. You'd think with how many times that's happened over the past couple years, like when the React brothers tried to copyright React, and like
which was so
e-
dumb.
every time a celebrity or someone important tries to do this, it's always like, I mean, even when you look at it, the Oscars aren't called the like movie awards; they're called the Oscars. So technically, he
Hmm.
should be naming them like the Keeleys and trying to
Yeah,
copyright that.
yeah, you can't copyright shit like that. Like, you, those are just words that people say. Like, it's like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
copyright. That's cool. Or
I
like,
get
you know what I
he's
mean? It's
trying
just like,
to he's worked really hard to create a brand, and now he doesn't want
yeah.
anyone to
Well,
like
you
take that,
you
but
know why
he's
this is happening, right?
money, greed.
No,
Money.
no. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Side Scrollers podcast. Stuttering Craig, he used to be part of Game Trailers, and he's kind of associated a little bit with like the Angry Video Game Nerd and stuff like that from back in the day. He's got a podcast, and they talk about all the shit that's going on in the video game industry, and as kind of like a counter to some of the culture that's going on. He's starting what he's calling the Real Game Awards, and he's getting it funded through fans. So
Well,
like people are funding that, and whoever contributes to it is going to be on the voting board. So like the actual community is going to vote on not only the categories but also the winners. So it's starting to get a lot of traction, and I feel like he doesn't like that. So this is his way of maintaining control over his game awards domination within the industry. So I think he's doing this to counteract that. But yeah, he's asking all the viewers of the Game Awards to send written letters to support his attempt to trademark the Game Awards.
Awkward.
Yeah. And
He's just
speaking
gonna get a
of,
bunch of now. People are just gonna send a bunch of letters saying like he's a big douche or get rid of him.
I hope so.
he's a big
Um,
douche.
But what's great
He just
about
like welcomed so much like.
what's great about the Real Game Awards thing that's going on and people picking the categories, they're going to have shit like worst game of the year, like
Game L
shittiest
Concord,
content
yeah.
creator, or like worst journalist and stuff like that. So like you will see Concord
I
nominated
guess I
for.
don't know why. I guess I don't know why he's worried about it, because it's not like when you're creating something like that, it's not like it's gonna go anywhere beyond like on the it's not. It doesn't seem like they're in the same lane. I don't see a bunch
No.
of developers showing up for this other one, so like I don't know why he's so worried.
No, and that's the point. Like the goal is to never, I mean, even if they wanted to, it's never going to get that big, but
Hmm.
it's the opposite of that. Like they
Yeah,
don't
I know.
want the game industry involved because all the baggage that comes with that. Like, oh, you've got to
Mhm.
maintain relationships if you want them to come to your event. You can't shit on their games and
Yeah.
be like, hey, why don't you come on down and watch us shit on your game? Or, come watch the
Yeah.
award show. We're not going to nominate anything you made, shit like that. Like to have that kind of like Oscars
Yeah.
kind of environment, you have to play ball within the industry. And that's part of the problem. That's why we have,
Balls.
nominations for things that we don't think belong there, because it's
Keep
such a
my
tight
game.
knit, in club within the industry. Like there is a small amount of like viewer voting that is calculated. I think it's like 10%, but the other 90% is handled directly within the industry. It's journalists, it's developers, people on boards. Like they're all tight knit within the community. So like it's so controlled that you're not going to get a real legitimate take on like what was the real game of the year. What did people actually like? Like what is the community really going to vote for?
So
So
it's
like that's kind
basically
of the
like
idea with this is you're gonna kind of get this alternate take on
It's
that
like
of like
Rotten.
within the community, like what are they saying? What do they want? What are they voting for?
It makes me think of Rotten Tomatoes, where there's like the reviewer score and there's the user score.
Exactly. And there's room for both of them to coexist. But the fact that he's like doing this just kind of shows you where his mind's at. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, but what if this gets traction kind of a situation? And it's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, there is the news.
See, perhaps they can do game rewards similar, where you just stand up and say, "This is the nominees. Press X to vote for this game. Press circle for that game. Press triangle for that game."
You know, it would be kind of cool to kind of implement something like a game awards like within like a ecosystem like through the PlayStation Store, through Steam, something like that, where you're really tapping directly into your audience, and like the tools are already there. Like they're going to go to Steam, and while they're there, hey, vote for your favorite, whatever the hell. Like that'd be kind of an interesting way to do that.
I was just giving simulator ideas, really, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. Anywho, we got a machinima. I don't know why it cuts off there. Anyways, this week we have another showcase. I think it's pronounced Libely Productions. I'm not sure. This is a re-upload, so I couldn't track down the actual creator for this one, but this was taken from the good old days of Machinima, like Machinima brand, when they were actually hosting Machinima videos for that, you know, I don't even know, couple of days before they started doing like everything except for Machinima. But there was a little bit of time where they were actually Machinima, and this comes from those days. This video was made 14 years ago using Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 of all things. Not a lot of Machinimas coming out of the Call of Duty space, but it's kind of an interesting find. We'll take a look and see what you guys think.
That's it, guys. Just stay stealthy. The enemy will never see us coming. Oh, really? Shit, man. What's wrong with you? I think I saw a zombie!
Did you say zombie?
Zombie? Zombie? Zombie?
Zombie.
Zombie? What the fuck is a zombie?
Dude, you don't know what a zombie is?
Is it a kind of vegetable? No, they're the people things, and they eat you, and they're not nice, and they want to kill you and stuff. Oh, right. Oh, you mean a turnip? Anyway, there was a zombie! We gotta get out of here now! Quickly, follow me! Oh my god, we gotta get out of here now! I don't want to get zombie eaten! Okay, stop! On three, we all jump down to the scaffolding below us. What? Are you serious, dude? What? Are you crazy, man? Psycho?
Oh, I see. You're all pussies, ain't ya?
No, dude, no way!
Listen to me. I know how you feel. I used to be a pussy once. 2 years ago, I was walking up a mountain eating a banana. I dropped my banana, I slipped on the banana, and fell down the mountain and broke every bone in my body. Except my tongue. Dude, tongues don't have bones, do they?
I don't think so.
Shut up! Thanks to my tongue, I fixed all my bones back together again. And from that moment onwards, I knew I wasn't a pussy anymore.
Oh,
Dude. So, are you gonna be a pussy? Or are you gonna jump and be a man? Yeah!
Well, to be honest, dude, being a pussy does sound more...
So, are you with me?
Yeah!
3, 2, again!
Yeah, man!
I guess I forgot to mention the part where a tribesman found me lying on the snow and took me back to his home and tried to stitch up my...
Oh my! Are you a zombie?
One to eat. Dude, what's his problem? Man. I wish this cold would just go away. Oh, ice cream! I want ice cream!
The fuck?
Oh, the
That
good
was
old
dumb, but I
days.
loved it.
There was a
I like
machinima
that.
on machinima.com.
I
I
know,
know,
right?
right?
What?
Holy shit. Impressive.
Impressive. I thought that one was cool too because like
Yeah.
you don't really see a whole lot of like that many puppeteers simultaneously like working within a machinima. Like that's got to be a huge pain in the ass to do.
Oh, it
I mean,
really
they were
is.
moving around a whole lot, but still, like I thought that was kind of cool that he got so many people
Yeah.
involved in the process.
That was good.
Yeah, the quality is 14 years old, of course. What's
How
up?
many did they do?
Well, I don't know because like I just found this on a random user's channel because it was pulled from Machinima. It was a re-upload, like I said. So I don't know who actually made it. If there's more,
I actually liked the crudeness of it, like the clipping of his screams when he's on the mic and just like
yeah,
a lot of-
that era kind of had
it
its
gave
own
it that
unique charm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those days.
The good old days.
So good.
But yeah, it's funny
The comedy
to
was
think.
well written. Like it was
Yeah.
good.
It's funny to think that there was a time where Machinima actually did Machinima.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So cool.
Alrighty, it is time for Gams.
Yams.
Gums.
It's game time.
We can't hear it.
He's gonna turn chipmunk. He's
Uh-oh.
gonna be like,
Okay.
He's not
no,
chipmunk.
just kidding. It's not. We're just
Okay. So you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We just can't hear the audio you're playing, if you are playing audio.
Yeah, I was.
I assume because he started dancing.
Yeah.
Teleportation, is that working?
All right, motherfuckers, it's game time.
No?
No?
No. The fuck? It's because I turned it off and then on again. Fuck's sake. Alright, so we have to do it with that.
I thought that was the like only IT solution.
Yeah. Is it plugged in? Did you turn it
Turning
off
it
and then
off.
turn it back
Oh.
on again?
That knows.
The classics.
Alright, well, let's do fucking NPCs, because we haven't done that for a while. Right, so tell me who the non-playable character is in the image and the background in video games, if you can.
I'm so confused because why does. What the hell is A?
What the hell is C?
Because it has a Metal Gear looking ass
changes-
background.
He changes the backgrounds and puts a different character in front of it. That's the game.
Oh.
You okay there, Sheila?
No. Okay.
I don't know who. Well, I'm pretty sure C is Brad.
That
But
is
look at his
correct.
face. He's like a
Right?
werewolf or something. What?
I believe that's Resident Evil 2. Brad.
Yeah, that's just what he looks like. Brad just has a fucked up face.
Yeah.
Does he look like that in RE2?
I don't remember him looking like that. I remember him having more of a zombie face.
Yeah.
I also like that the Gary looking dude has like Sora looking guy behind him, but his leg just makes it look like Gary's wearing high heels.
So it's Gary?
Is it? That's Gary, right?
With the Kingdom Hearts background.
Or Final Fantasy.
Yeah, is
10.
that not Titus?
Titties?
Yeah, it's Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
Titties.
But Tidus's leg is creating an illusion that looks like Gary has high heels on.
Maybe he does.
Right?
Okay, Lee's got it right with Brad Vickers and the background being from Ace Attorney.
Nice.
You got
Good job, Lee.
The character in
And
A looks like
image-
something from Half-Life.
And the background is Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
Background is the Blast Furnace, MGS1. But it is not from Half-Life.
It's got those graphics though.
Is he a teacher and bully? I don't know.
Did you say bully?
Yeah.
It is Dr. Slaughter
Yay!
from Bully.
Even
Sweet.
the fucking adults are bullies.
I've never played the game. And pick B is Gary Oak from Pokemon Fire Red. Background is Jose Temple from Final Fantasy X. So good job.
Cities.
Goodies. Let's do Jazz's game.
Yay, Jazz.
Are y'all ready for this?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. I don't have any fancy intro or fancy
Y'all ready for this?
sound bits for my game.
Nor do I, apparently.
Stop that. I'm gonna put that down here. All right, I'm gonna share my screen here. Entire screen. This one. Share. All right, so I keep trying new games. I keep trying new things, but in the end, you know what works? The classics. We're gonna play Who's That Motherfucker? Who's That Motherfucker? With a new format because I did not get the files from my old computer. So we're playing Who's That Motherfucker?
We hate those.
Yeah.
All right, so we have seven people. It's been requested, so I decided to fucking listen to the people and bring back this game.
The people.
So I was a little bit mean in this one.
Uh-oh.
Well, actually, I used to do it too. Sometimes I like to crop out some pieces of the thing. So yeah, be ready for that. And the last one is gonna be a little hard. So if you get it, congratulations. All right, here we go. Number one. Who's that motherfucker?
A lady with only one leg.
I also didn't write these down, so I'm gonna try to remember.
Is that Ingrid?
Oh, I can actually scroll in a little bit.
Ingrid
She's holding a
Hunnigan?
gun like
Could
this.
be Sheva in her business outfit, maybe.
Business.
Yeah, I could see that.
Business. That was my first
Oh.
thought. And I was like, Sheva does Sheva have business outfit?
It could be Alex Wesker too. Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't. No. I don't think that.
Who's this motherfucker?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say business Sheva.
I say Hunnigan. I like Cindy from
Survival horror
Outbreak.
fan says Cindy from Outbreak.
Yeah, I think that's a good guess.
Does Cindy wear high heels?
But she's got a gun
Probably.
or something.
Oh, maybe it's Titus standing in the background, Alec. You don't know.
Wow. I don't know why you're being mean. That's what
That'd be
it looks
so
like.
funny if I did this. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Chevrolet
Yeah.
business class.
I like Cindy. I'm gonna go with Lee in
Cindy.
survival. Cindy.
TV's leaking. All right, so we've got 3 for Cindy. Alec, you said what?
I'm with Sean with the whole RE5 Chevrolet business class.
So 3 for
When did she
Cindy,
have the
2
business?
for Sheva.
Yeah.
When was she in the business, though?
I thought Sean said Alex Wesker.
Oh
She
yeah,
did.
he did.
I said it could be, but no, I'm gonna stick with my initial business Sheva. It's one of her extra costumes in RE5.
Are you?
All right, do we have a final
I
decision
just
here?
Never wear that one.
Yeah.
We're
that's
going
my
for the
final.
reveal.
I mean, why would
Yeah.
you wear the business suit when you can have big boobies? in her
I
tribal
always wore the
outfit.
tribal.
Why would you?
That's my
Why would you when
favorite.
you could be Little Red Riding Ho? Because business. It's Shiva.
Sheva.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah. I forgot
Congratulations,
she had
2 of
that
you.
one.
I just cropped out her gun to make it look like it was part of her leg. I didn't
even
fool
had
you
that
guys.
outfit.
All right.
That
Next
sucks.
motherfucker.
I love
Who's
Shiva
this
too.
motherfucker?
Uh,
I really like this Windows version. The zoom
that
in
looks like
looks.
the dude from
Monster Hunter,
Guardians of the.
dude.
Oh, I thought Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah, I
Hmm.
can see why you say that.
but I have no idea. I don't recognize that character at all.
I think it's the
Yeah.
Monster Hunter guy, but I don't know what his name is. He's
I
from
thought
the
his
video we made.
mohawk. I thought his mohawk was spikier than that. Oh well, she
Oh.
does change stuff to. No, that's not him.
It could be
Is-
one of the dipshits from Concord, but I don't know what his name is.
Oh, I bet that's what it's from. It does look like a Concord dude.
It's just the armor. It looks very Monster Hunter-y.
It does, but I don't think so.
The shoes
Yeah.
are annoying me.
I know the shoes look so goofy. That's
Are they giving
why I'm
you
thinking
issues?
Concord.
Yes, issues.
Bleh.
Was that a? Was that
No,
a
I was
clue?
just making a
Oh.
pun
Oh.
or a joke. I was just making a freaking joke.
Lee says Voss from Far Cry.
Boss.
Voss.
Boss is that.
I'm going to stick with Monster Hunter, dude.
Monster Hunter dude. Okay.
I'm gonna go with some character from Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Concord dude.
Concord dude.
Yeah, the one that looks like Michael Rourke from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Lee says character in Far Cry. Boss.
Boss, yeah.
I have never played the game, but that doesn't always mean anything.
All right, who is it? Who is it?
All right.
Who's that Pokemon?
One of you is correct. And
Did
it
we all
is
say a different thing?
without an actual name. Alec is correct. It's Aaron.
Yeah.
It's Aloy's best buddy guy who's always drunk.
Aww.
Yeah.
It's
I
the
need to
shoes.
play
I was
that
just
game.
like,
Now I want to give a half
Futuristic.
point to Monster Hunter because it's very similar armor style. Because it's that like survival making armor out of whatever you find.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, Alec gets it. Who's this motherfucker?
That could be
Why
anybody.
yada?
I know
know.
who that is.
Do you?
It looks like
Yeah.
he's supposed to be holding a sword. Is that what he's supposed to be holding?
It's Kiryu.
he's meant to be holding a dick.
Oh. Is it really?
I know that motherfucker from anywhere.
It's who?
What is he supposed to
Kiryu?
be holding?
Yakuza?
I don't think that's who it is.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe that.
I want to
Doctor
know
out
what
of
they're
Outbreak.
supposed to be holding.
You can pick up swords and knives and all kinds of shit in that game.
We need Diz here for. All right, I have no clue.
It's not Ethan, but with the hand like that, it could have been Ethan. Little nubby hand.
You should have cut his hand off, Mr.
Yeah,
X-Men.
just some random dude with a hand, or just Ethan, but like cut off his hand.
I
No, I
don't know.
Did not. Put
I don't know
Ethan.
who the heck this would be.
I know. I took away a key element.
I know. It's like if I knew what he's holding, maybe I'd have a better chance.
That's why I
but-
took it away.
I know.
Which leaves
is it,
Arkham
is
from
it like
Devil May Cry
business
3.
Virgil or something? Like, does Virgil have a business outfit?
So it's either the Doctor from Outbreak or Arkham from Devil May Cry 3 for me. So
it's funny because when I shade them, I don't actually like take the time to look at the silhouette. And now that I look at it, I'm like, this is a very generic looking silhouette.
Hey, it's like literally just business dude. It
It's
could be
just a
anybody.
dude.
Just a dude.
Is it Agent 47 before he gave up? As we're going
Right.
back to the.
Before he gave up.
All right, I don't know.
All
I
right,
forgot
reveal.
what that was already.
All right. Oh, well, I'm sorry, but
Fuck!
gamble.
Oh,
I took away his
didn't say
cane.
anything. Oh,
He had a cane.
damn.
Yeah,
I feel
looked-
betrayed.
he looks like the man of Medan.
Especially because you don't really. He's not a character that you typically see anything more than his head, and it's usually drawn.
Yep.
Batman.
That's Batman.
What are you talking about?
That's Batman.
Who's this
Mamba.
motherfucker?
What, you took his ears off?
No.
Yeah, you did. It's
I
just
didn't
Batman
take
with
it.
no ears.
I didn't take ears off.
Yeah, you did.
It's not Batman.
It is Batman.
Mamba.
I'll give chat a little bit of time to guess.
It's Batman.
He's Batman.
Yes, I know it. It's Batman.
I'm
Batman.
Maybe it's not Batman.
Who are you, man? Batman. It's the freaking bat.
Yeah, who's that
I was
motherfucker?
like, fuck you, Lee.
I know that motherfucker anywhere.
All right, so give me an official answer of who this is.
Batman.
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 Julia Roberts.
Good guess. Good guess.
As Batman.
As Batman. Yeah.
Batman? Final answer?
Mm-hmm.
John?
I feel like you did something, but I'm gonna stick with Batman.
Oh, you think it's a prank?
So this is a picture that I didn't make.
Okay.
I did not edit.
Mm-hmm.
I was given this picture by Sean.
Mm-hmm.
It's Basker!
I should
Yeah.
have known. I
Yeah.
forgot about that picture.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wait. No, I made Batsker. You gave me Superman Chris.
Super
You sent me Super Chris, so I made Batsker.
Oh,
Oh, then I did make this. But whatever.
there you go.
I didn't make it for this. All right, number 5. Who's this motherfucker? He's like,
Oh, is
Apple?
it that stalker enemy in Resident Evil 6?
The
Stop.
Oh,
Ustanak.
Uber Stank.
Uber Stank.
Is that Uber Stank?
The Uber snack.
Yeah, Uber Snack.
Uber Stank.
Stank.
Jake.
Poop Stank.
I'm looking for Jake. I have vengeance.
I don't know. I don't remember, but I'll just go with that. Uber Stank. Uber
Complete
Stank.
global vengeance.
Wow.
Is that the final answer? Are y'all going with that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Uber
Ustanak.
Snack.
Yeah, Uber Stack.
Can
I
I get
Uber
Uber?
Stank.
I just took his claws away. And he's like, my
Stank.
claws. Who's this power pose, motherfucker?
Is that the Green Lantern or Green Arrow, whatever thing in your Unjustice thing?
It does look like Green Arrow.
That's my only
Hmm.
guess.
Before he gave up?
Why? What does that mean even?
It's an old joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm bringing it back. She brought this game back. I'm
It's an
bringing
old
it back.
joke we used to have before we gave up.
Oh. Yeah, that's my guess.
So I didn't remove anything from this picture. So ignore like the little parts that look
Okay.
weird. It's just because when I remove the white background, it
That's
took away
the
some
one.
of the
Highlight.
so I kind of just tried to blend and fill.
Unless it's a wrestler, like, or King from Tekken in the CG.
Mm,
Nah.
A wrestler, you say?
Yeah, I can't think of a wrestler specifically that has a hood over it. Maybe Taz, but he's too short for that.
Mr. Anderson. Oh yeah, that's what I watched. I mean, Alec is close, but not close. But like onto something.
So he's a wrestler.
Maybe.
it's Triple H.
Right?
Far too
Yeah.
skinny to be Triple H.
Not Jake Paul.
It makes me think of The Rock as Black Adam, but you're not doing movies, right?
No. And that's just a silhouette, Sean.
Wasn't there a wrestler bit in Saints Row 3 or something?
Oh, there is, yeah.
Like the bald guy.
Angel?
I think you're right. I think it's that wrestler dude from Saints Row.
Oh, the one who. Wait, is it the one who gets his face melted off?
Reveal.
I'll give the point to Shayla. It's Angel. In the
Nice.
remake. After he gave up. All right, number 7.
Shut the
Voltorb.
fuck up.
Who's this? Other than me, who's this motherfucker?
It's the son from Mario 3. Oh no, is it the fucking the Majora's Mask moon thingy?
Yes! It's the moon! I was like, the first person to get it is gonna have like 5,000 points.
I like that they're sorry. Sorry about that.
Sorry. I even told Shayla, I didn't tell her like what I was doing or which game I was doing. I just told her like the first person to get this is gonna get like so many points. It's the moon!
Yay.
Yay! Who's that motherfucker?
Oh, that sounds horrible. It's the dirty bubble.
It's the dirty bubble. Yay!
Yay. It was good to play that game
Yay.
again. Do it
Yeah,
next
it
week.
was requested so many times, and I decided to actually start listening to people for once.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then we got last game, the guessing game.
I forgot what this one was. Oh, shit. I did not plan ahead for this one.
Alright, so we played this last week, but we're going to let, Miss Unprepared, Jazz go first.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Wait,
So
so I have...
pick
pick
someone
a-
you had to your private message and then... Yeah, look at your shelf.
Fuck! Well, I don't know. Can you not pick me first?
No,
You're just making things delayed. All right.
I know.
Shayla is gonna have to describe. Ooh, let's see if you know this one.
So, Shayla, remember, you can't tell us the video game title. You just have to describe it, and me and Sean have to decipher what it is.
Shayla, you there? Her
Oh,
thing
boy.
is, her thing's acting like she's not there. I think she
Alright.
went.
Not
Maybe-
there.
I think she went
maybe-
AFK without telling us.
Maybe tell Sean it, and then sure.
Oh, she's back. She's back. She's back.
Okay.
Maybe tell us when you go AFK, Shayla. Shayla?
Sorry. Yes, it happened suddenly. I'm sorry.
You know the guessing game?
It happens suddenly.
Remember the guessing game?
Yes.
Okay, I messaged you the game that you can't tell the titles, but you have to describe to these guys, and I hope you
Alright.
know this game.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck!
It's a versus game
Mm-hmm.
that
You can't use the second word.
you go back and forth
Mm-hmm.
and solve a puzzle.
So is it like a fighting game? Beat 'em up?
Kind of. Kind of.
Right, and you go back in time.
No, I didn't say back in time. Back and forth.
Back and forth. So
So
you
it's
mean
turn-based?
No.
do you mean back and forth like punching and kicking shit?
Both. Yeah. No, there's no punching and kicking.
Ah!
Sonic's Mean Bean Machine.
In a weird way, Sean, you are close.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Like, well, if you understood what kind of game is Mean Bean Machine?
Super Puzzle Fighter? 2?
That's very, very, very
Describe
close.
more of the game, Shayla.
Okay. There's L's. You take L's and you put them in holes.
Tetris.
Yeah.
Attack.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Good job.
I literally just slid the game out of like my random SNES game shelf.
All right,
I
Shayla,
want to
you
play that game.
When you
was
said
the-
Super Puzzle Fighter, I was like, holy shit, yeah, that's
When
that's
you
it.
started the description, I was like, that is the worst. Like, you haven't even described anything you do in the game. Just combine blocks to throw them at your enemy on the other side so that they get, like, stuck and then they run out of space and then they die.
I like that
Alright.
you said you take L's. Like, that could mean, like, several different
Oh,
things.
and it's Nintendo. And you play as Yoshi
Okay.
most of the time.
I'm gonna give one to Sean, and he gets to have fun with this.
Oh, fuck.
I hope maybe we'll see.
I feel like
Oh, God.
I'm gonna be the worst at these games because I don't know a lot of like older games like you guys.
but it is fun, right? Like listen to the description, you're like, fuck.
And if
It's
it's a game I don't know, I'm just gonna make shit up of what I think it is. So
So there's a group of reporters that go into a house, a creepy house, and there's
Resident Evil
ghosts
7.
and zombies and monsters, and they can die, and if they die, they stay dead. The game got a spiritual successor long after it came out.
So Sweet Home?
Ah!
There we go.
Yeah!
Nice. Good job, Alec.
Yeah.
I was gonna laugh if you're like a group of people go into a mansion and there's zombies.
It's only because I remembered there was like a game before Resident Evil and then it was
See, I made sure to put ghosts in there too to separate
Yeah.
it from Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Lee, I was thinking the exact thing until Sweet Home came
Okay.
to mind. It's like, alright, Sean.
Oh, I'm well. Fuck. Who am I
You
able
pick
to
whoever.
give? I can give it to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of want to be me.
Who are you gonna give it to? Oh. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so it has a large cast of characters, and they each have their own stage, and you have to mimic the direction buttons that they do to win.
DDR.
And you fight a giant alien in the city, and you're on the rooftop, and you guys battle it out. And
Sounds like the movie. What's that movie?
it's a game. It has. Can I? I don't know how much I can stick in my. It has a character named Kitty. Can I say that?
Stray?
No, like her name is Kitty.
Is this Animal Crossing?
No.
It could be aliens. I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna give you a different one because I don't think they. I don't think
probably
they
don't know
know.
that
Yeah.
It sounds like that movie. It's like they're playing DDR, but they're controlling a giant robot.
It's very close to that, but I'm gonna give her something else because I don't think you guys even know what that game is.
Can I
So
tell?
what
It
was
was
that game?
Bust
Yeah.
a Groove. I will never ever run away.
It's a good game.
I'm here to bust a groove.
Is this a rhythm game?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I don't want any fucking rhythm games.
Yeah.
You guys keep your fucking rhythm games to yourselves.
Wow.
Like mobile games.
You play a man who goes about the city and he likes to beat people up if you get in his way.
Mike Tyson's punch.
You are misunderstood like Mike Tyson.
Hitman.
Misunderstood. Badass. You can hit people with a chair, but it's not a wrestling game. It has a ton of sequels.
Dead Rising.
And spin-offs. Like, actually has a bunch of spin-offs. It has karaoke.
Streets of Fury?
Or is this Yakuza?
Yeah. It's Yakuza.
I still have no idea what Yakuza's about. So
it's about a man who goes through the streets and beats people up.
And sings karaoke.
Yeah, and sings karaoke.
Sounds like another rhythm game.
Wow.
Alright, I'm gonna give it to Sean.
Wait, wasn't Jazz the one that guessed?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I can pick anyone.
Oh.
Alright, there you go,
I
Sean.
thought it was
Have
whoever
fun.
gets it right gets to do it next.
Oh yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, we were doing it by whoever gets it right.
Look, I invented the game. I can do it how I like.
Okay, fine.
You have a gun and you can hide. You can like duck down to dodge
Metal Gear.
attackers.
Time
There's a
Crisis.
There we go.
That's the one I was thinking of. The one at the arcade.
Yeah.
And then
As soon
play
as
it.
he
when I
said
watch
duck
people.
down, I'm like, Time Crisis.
Man, Time Crisis was so fun in the arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked the gun where it actually pulls back.
Yeah, the
Like,
kickback. I used to have that.
Yeah.
I loved that thing. It was so obnoxious, though. I feel bad for anybody that had to endure that. Like anyone not playing the game must like just be miserable.
It was worse for House of Dead 3 with fucking shotguns.
You come out.
Did that have kickback too?
I don't think it had kickback, but it's just like the heavy fucking.
Oh no, I'm just talking about like the one with the kickback because every time you pull the trigger, it makes that fucking plastic clicking fucking noise.
Especially with Time Crisis 2 with machine gun.
Oh god. Oh no.
Good times. Alright. Have we got time for the last bit?
Up to you guys. We're at 2.5 hours, so.
I want to play games.
We'll save it for next week.
Sorry.
Okay. That's fine.
So,
This has been episode 257. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoy the podcast or any of the content at The Ward, please consider helping us grow by sharing our content, liking the video, and subscribing. You can also support us through patreon.com/The Ward Productions to get exclusive content. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
I got some flippity flippers.
Bye-bye.
I'm a bird.
if you don't subscribe,